If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, Innkeeper, and this is our live call and talk show all about the Wheel of Time. That's right. I just thought I'd try to break that up a little bit. Like, this is the new season or something because I'm back, and so I'm going to, like, mess with the Wheel of Time. They'll be like, the Wheel of Time, something like that. I'll do stuff like that. It's going to be fun. You guys are going to love it, and then you'll hate it, and you'll tell me in chat, and then I'll, like, go back to whatever it was before. Or I won't, like, starting early. Like, maybe I'll just start early, and that's how it'll be, you know? So, but it's good to be back at the end of July doing a live stream. And why it's good to be back, beyond just seeing all of you in chat, is I'm going to welcome these two wonderful people back here to the Dusty Wheel. Everyone, please welcome Dani and Brett. How are we doing? Cheers to both of you.
Yeah,
Hey.
we're matching.
Ooh, fancy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice cup. I got
thanks.
I got the Dusty Wheel style, you know.
Yeah, me too.
I had, and I have this one here. But this one was, for those of you wondering, no, I did not take this off my desk the last time we streamed. I just left it here. So, but I felt weird to reuse it. So,
Yeah,
So it's-
unfortunately, we only have like 25% of the audience right now because no one expected you to start so early. So, yeah, we're going to have to wait a little while, I think,
Yeah.
before we really get into things.
yeah, let's give them 7 minutes, and then we'll get started. So, by the way, you've finished 12 books.
I
in this
know.
series. Is it
Weird.
getting like?
It's getting weird. Yeah.
Yeah, like weird,
s-
right? Like you start the Sanderson's books, and that is like it feels like it's like the bell that goes off. This is the end, right?
This is it. Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
finished
we're about
one
in
of
like the
these.
final year and a half-ish, final year of
hmm
being in this, which is kind of crazy to think about, but we're getting close.
Yeah, I'm having a bit of a crisis because my entire identity has been first-time reader
Right.
for a very long time, and I don't know how I'm gonna cope with not being a first time reader anymore. So it's kind of starting to freak me out a little. I don't really know how
Yeah.
to
You're just gonna be like
handle that. I'm
a
gonna need
regular
some
person.
therapy. Maybe I'll just never actually finish it, so
Yeah.
that I'll be like, oh, don't spoil
No.
me. Like that's my whole thing. What am I
That would-
even gonna say?
That would be terrible because I
You
want
just
to
say
be
don't
able to
talk to me
share.
because that.
Do you know how many streams that we've done in preparation for this? All of these streams are just in preparation for new readers to end the books. You have to, like, there's so many streams where it's like,
It's
there's
too
like this
stressful. Yeah.
list. No,
Finally
no,
go
it's
back.
it's true, but you're already at the part, right? Because you're at the end
Yeah.
of the Gathering Storm, right? You have 2 books left. You're like a new reader, but not really, right? Like if you stopped reading The Wheel of Time right now, no one would call you a new reader.
Yeah.
Like you've
We're
spent
over
years,
5 years. 5
You've
years.
like
5.
studying The Wheel of Time in ways that people watching, I was like here in chat, but I'll point to you. Maybe they've never actually read the books like this. I mean, maybe the people in
Yeah.
chat. I'm going to say the people in chat. Yeah.
You know-
they're freaks, but
Yeah,
I'm
we
just
have some
saying-
people sending us stats for our own podcast. So
yeah, it's
probably some of them. Yeah.
It is crazy. I asked, by the way,
But we love it. We love it.
I asked a question in chat that people can still, that's a poll that's ongoing here, which will relate to the first question we always ask you. But before we do that, everyone, if you have not watched all of these before, you should catch up. We've basically gone through all the books up to this point. We will go all the way to the end. It's going to be a fun series to have forever on YouTube, as long as YouTube exists and they don't delete my channel, right? So it'll be there to follow this journey, which has been a lot of fun. There are key moments coming up that I really can't wait to talk about. But honestly, I reminded myself by going through the Gathering Storm today, there are key moments that I was excited to talk about.
The whole
that we're going to be
thing?
talking about.
All of the Gathering Storm? You went through all of the Gathering Storm today?
Oh, yes. Well,
Yeah, just like, the basic
summary basic points, because I'm looking for the highlights of like, oh, damn, that did happen. Okay. So as this goes, everyone out there, we have actually 8 categories. Normally we have 7. I added a special category, which is at the very end. If you want to be around for Dani's opinion of this special category question, you'll have to wait until the very end of the show. But we typically start off with this one. And as is the case, I like to find out if you both remember, what do we ask everyone at first about?
Well, you want me to rate it, I think.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, let's have you. I mean, this is going to be interesting. Can you remind us? Because I can't. Can you remind us at this point before the Gathering Storm? What's been your favorite book up to
Fires
this?
of Heaven.
Before Fires of Heaven was okay. Okay, so now tell us. Rate this book.
Do you want like my rankings?
I mean,
Or like
or like
overall vibe, yeah.
overall
I
vibes
want
of
that-
this book?
I want the
Vibe
rating
check.
of this book and then your rankings, right? So yeah.
Okay. Good.
All right, we did
Good.
it, guys. All right.
We did it. Okay,
Good.
that's it.
Good book. I'd read
It's
it
a good
again.
book. You'd read it again. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, there were some books
No,
there that people might have
it's good.
wondered at some point. So yes, it's a good.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay.
However, this book, it was good. I liked that it was unpredictable and it kept me on my toes. It took me a long time to read it because for a while Brett was only letting me read like 1 chapter a week, and then we had some personal family stuff happen, so we like cut back on how much we were releasing it, and so it took a while. This book took us 6 months. Your entire hiatus.
Yeah.
Your-
I know that you said you were done. I was like, perfect timing. I'm back.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we talked before you went on the sabbatical, and we had figured that we would be like a month or two, like done the book already, and like well into Towers of Midnight. And
Well,
it
I'm
just, like,
glad
didn't
that you
happen,
had some
know?
problems or something that stopped that from happening. I'm glad the timing worked out well for us to
yeah.
be
So
here.
I mean, how I feel, I liked it. I liked it. It was good.
Okay,
was a good
now tell us the ranking. Okay, it was a good book. How's it ranked
Okay.
against all of the previous works so far?
Okay, I'm gonna rank it in and about 4th position.
Okay, what's above
It's pretty
then?
solid.
We didn't.
Yeah, so
we
Fires of
didn't
Heaven.
Quite medal.
Where are we at? Where are we at here then for those next?
Except now that I'm
2?
saying it, it's like stressing me out. I kind of want to give it bronze.
Really?
You kind of
Okay.
want to give
Yeah.
bronze? Okay. What
Yeah.
what people want to
What
know?
changed?
What's in that gap? What are those top 4 then? It's Fires of Heaven.
Okay, so I have Fires of Heaven, I have Shadow Rising, and I have The Dragon Reborn.
I mean, it's totally understandable. It gets really difficult.
Well, and those early books, I feel I get at a loss for words because I'm emotionally connected to them just because of how we were reading them. And so it's just a little bit challenging for me because it's just like, didn't quite get there.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
so.
well, it's, again, I mean, you're having the experience that we all did because you are not just reading them. You know, some people can, read them in 3 months or something, or 2 months, or in a month. You are reading them over years, so there's kind of a wait for you that a lot of us experienced, waiting for the books and be able to get there. And so you have kind of created this connection that was early on. And so, I mean, I'll be honest, like I started when I was 15. It's so hard for me to rate later books better than the earlier books because it was so foundational.
It's also like the introduction of like all these new things, right? Like the Gathering Storm. It's a great book, but we don't get a lot of
really
like
good.
new like we got the Aiel for the first time, stuff like that. The Aiel back history and all that. That's probably why like book 4 is on so many people's top book list. But
well, I'm going to end this poll that's out there right now. About 100 of you have voted here, so at least 100 of you stopped by, so that's great. I asked them which of the last 3 books is the best. I'm not going to tell you which books they rated which, so I will just tell you the percentages. Okay?
Sure.
So one of the percentages is around 50, one's around 30, and one's around 19. So that's how our audience is spreading that one out.
How did you find this one? Where does it rank for you?
That's a great question.
The Gathering Storm, like out of the 3 or out of all of them?
Out of all the books.
Out of all.
Up to the Gathering Storm.
To where we've read.
The last two.
Yeah, I'd probably say like top. It's like 4th. 4th is a good place for it. Maybe 5th.
I thought
maybe
it was
3rd.
like your first.
No, I don't think it's my first favorite. I don't think it's number 1. Like there's a lot of really pivotal moments. It's got like probably one of my top 3 scenes in the series in it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's
really good scenes.
What's crazy about this book is you say that I can't even. I mean, there is like saying a top scene, and it's like I can't even guess. I mean, I could guess what the.
But as soon as I say the scene,
are.
you'll be like, "Oh yeah,
yeah."
But that's the thing. It's like they're so crucial and pivotal and amazing.
Totally. Yeah.
And it's just we'll talk about it when we get to it. I don't want to go into everything. To the writing category. We got so many more categories.
We got time, everybody. We're digging in here. I mean, this next category is gonna be a lot of fun. But I want to go back quickly, Dani, before we jump on. You said 4th, but then you said bronze. Where are we at? Where are we landing on this?
I'm gonna put it 3rd. I've been thinking about the things I want to talk to you about, and I think that it edges out The Dragon Reborn.
Okay.
That you heard it. You heard it here, everyone. 3rd, The Gathering Storm. So I want to dig into that as we go. I don't mean there's a lot of questions I would ask, but okay. So what are we on to next? Do you know what category 2 is?
Is this right and wrong? What I got right and wrong?
Yes, you are right.
Yeah, okay.
It is right and wrong. I love this category.
Well, we're just copying and pasting the notes from last time.
As long as you never change your ways.
As long as you don't change the order.
You're like, we wrote this down after doing the show a couple times because you'd ask us and we wouldn't remember.
I did.
So
that's what happened. That's literally what happened. I was like, next time he's not going to fool me.
Yeah,
I know.
And I like to be prepared.
You're like, I'm not going to get it wrong ever again. So I mean, kick us off here, everyone. Again, this is part of our experience as Wheel of Time fans, is experiencing it anew through other people that are reading the books. So we all had these moments of things we were like, yes, I'm going to share one of mine. But I'll let you share what you were right and wrong about first.
Can we do my most favorite thing that she's always wrong about forever and ever? The one that she gets wrong every time that she
Next time.
Because it's on every list.
It's on the list every time.
Guys, until next time.
And that is that Moraine's for sure coming back this book. Like for sure, definitely going to happen. We're finally going to get her back. And it's been going on.
It's like it's just like this one that's just carrying. You're like, I'm wrong again.
And she keeps saying, "Oh, at some point I'll be right." And it's like, "Are you sure though? Are you sure at some point you'll be right?" Like, I don't know.
It's stressing me out, I have to say.
And at this point, do we even want her back? Right? It's been so long.
Yeah.
That's interesting
Yeah.
question. You've had this here. Moraine's coming back. You were wrong about this, Dani. Do you want?
Yep.
Okay, you're at this point. 2 books left. Do you want Moraine back?
Yes.
You're like, that's why Moraine coming
What?
back is on my lists.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want her to come back. And like at this point, I need more Matt so that Matt can rescue her. Because that was actually the prediction. Because in Knife of Dreams,
Mhm.
we got the whole Tom letter that they have to go on a rescue mission.
Mhm.
Sure.
And now I was waiting and waiting for the rescue mission to even get started.
Yeah.
And instead, we just went to stupid Hinterstop. And then we didn't rescue Moraine. So
Instead, we went to stupid Hinterstaff.
yeah. So I mean, which
I'm
we'll get to. We'll get to.
I know. I
So-
want to ask. Like now, I want to go to like ask chat. I'm gonna ask chat. You start still tell me some wrong and rights while I start a poll here.
Sure. Okay. So the actual prediction was that we're getting into rescuing Moraine. Because now we know that there is a rescue plan in place.
Mhm.
Okay.
But that was also wrong.
We're almost at the point where we're almost ready to start thinking about going to maybe go and rescue her now.
Yeah, we're at that.
We're really
at
really
that
close.
point. We were thinking about it.
Well,
I
for a
love it.
minute there, I don't think Matt was thinking about it.
I
It was like it was
know.
on the back burner.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about my most favorite thing I got right,
Okay.
and that
Okay.
was the White Tower wrap up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you say? Yeah. Explain what you mean. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my whole thing was that I needed Elida to be taken down,
Okay.
Egwene to become Amerlin, and the White Tower split to wrap up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we got that this book.
Yeah. I don't think you ever really had many doubts that Egwene was at some point going to come out on top as the
No, I
real-
always said. Well, and I've been
Amerlin.
saying from whenever her accepted test was that
Right.
she's going to be the
Right.
Amerlin seat. So
What was that-
that's
I
like
mean,
my.
What was that payoff like?
It's great. I loved it.
That was certainly a long,
Yeah.
foreshadowing,
Yeah.
if you will,
I
moment.
really, really loved Egwene this book.
Yeah.
She
Yeah. Are
was
you glad-
definitely.
Are you glad
yeah.
for that early reference? Like, because you said like you anticipated
Mm.
maybe this was something that was going to happen, or
Well, I
Were
mean,
you
in book
happy to
one,
anticipate it?
Moraine was like, "Oh, Egwene,
Yeah.
keep it up this way, and you're gonna be Amerlin's
Yeah, I
seat
know,
one
right.
day."
And then at one point in like book 2 or 3,
yeah,
Elaine is like, "I'm gonna be queen and you're gonna be Amerlin."
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like, "Yep, okay."
yeah.
So,
yeah,
am I glad for it?
yeah. Like, do you like those things when they happen, or you
No,
like,
really. I like
no?
it. I like
Yeah.
when things are really unpredictable. That's
Mhm.
like my favorite thing to read is when
Okay.
I can't figure things and like something happens and I wasn't expecting it. Like how Egwene became Amerlin
Right. Yeah.
way back
Okay.
a couple whatever that was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Crown of Swords
Right.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe even earlier. I don't even know. But that's when they rushed her to Saladar
Yep.
and that's how she became Amerlin the first time. That was
Did you-
surprising. I
Did
wasn't
you like
expecting
how
that.
this though? I mean, so that being said, did you like how the White Tower became, like you said whole? Did you like this sequence? Was it surprising to you? Was it shocking how it all came about? Okay.
Yeah. Well, we
I
were
guess-
actually
we wanna
talking
talk about-
because
yeah, go for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about individual scenes?
No.
at the-
Yeah, I
or
don't.
Not
We'll do
yet.
that. We'll do
No,
that here
'cause
shortly. We'll do that
that's
here
in
shortly.
the
Yeah,
other-
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
We're coming.
okay.
I jumped the gun there. I jumped the gun there. I was
just
like,
need
oh
to
yeah.
talk about more
That's
things.
why the Gathering Storm is so good. Like, I'm probably going to talk myself into rating it higher because there's so many great sequences
Yeah.
in this book where it's just like they're kick-ass scenes.
It's good.
Yeah.
So I really love Egwene and all her sequences, and I don't love Rand so much. And so the Egwene stuff
Helped.
helped.
You can't counter.
So-
It countered the Rand
Yeah.
stuff. But the Rand stuff was still pretty great. So
So okay. So what else were
Yeah.
you right or wrong about?
I was wrong that all the boys would meet up.
Right. She was talking kind of about like before everything, at some point we should have a meetup, like a slumber party, if you will. Like
Yeah.
we haven't really been together as a group.
Sure.
We need to come back and
You
have
want
like
that?
one
Yeah.
last.
You want that like kumbaya moment? Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's like we don't even
Felt like maybe we were gonna get someone meeting up with somebody again.
right.
And we didn't.
So
get that.
considering that we have so much traveling, you think that it would be easier to like if you could
Well,
see your
that
friends.
100% would.
Yeah.
Well, I have
Yeah.
to. I'm going back down and looking at your predictions for. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, keep going. What were your all three wrong or right about?
Okay. Well, I was wrong about Semirog
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
very
Remind-
specifically.
Remind the audience what you were wrong about.
Okay, I was right and wrong.
Okay.
Because I said the Semirog being in captivity is going to go poorly.
It was a bad plan. It was
And
a
that
bad idea.
was a good prediction.
Yeah.
Yes, this went poorly.
Like keeping the most dangerous, if
Yeah.
you will, Forsaken
Right.
captive. There's no way that's going to backfire. It's like, of course it's going to backfire
Yeah,
on you.
it backfired for sure. But
Yeah.
then I said she needs to be balefired, but Rand won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
And that is wrong. Because he did do it.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna put some words in your mouth too, but you said something along the lines of, even if it goes bad, she's not gonna do that much damage to Rand because he's gonna beat himself up more than anybody ever could.
Rand
So
does
it's like
torture himself a lot.
he does, but you were a little bit too lenient on the like, oh, nothing actually is gonna happen to Rand that's gonna be that bad. It's like probably the worst possible thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
that was one of the most traumatic parts of that book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Mhm,
so.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
was,
think that ranked as my like favorite scene in the book too. So.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
it's
be.
a
Yeah,
good-
that'll be
it's a good
interesting. This next category will be interesting to talk about.
Oh,
I'm sure that'll be
sorry.
interesting.
Okay, I keep jumping ahead. Okay.
What
Okay.
else were you right and wrong about? Yeah, go ahead.
I was right about why Avienda was being punished.
Oh, you were right about that.
Do you remember?
Really? I don't remember that. Okay.
Okay, so she's being needlessly punished, like
Mhm.
super meaningless. She's literally picking apart like colors of rocks. She's filling up buckets like one drip at a time, like
Yeah, like the worst punishments
Just
for a Nail, right?
carry rocks back and forth, that
Mhm.
sort of like nothing, right? And so she's doing all these punishments, and the whole time she's thinking, this is so stupid. Why am I being punished? And I said, I think she just needs to say, I'm not punished anymore. I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And that's the test. And then
Okay,
I
that's
was,
Yeah, she's like, it's probably
That's
some
pretty
dumb
good.
test where she just has to like say no.
yeah, I was like, she
That's-
should just
yeah.
say no. This is
That's
stupid.
yeah. I mean, I would agree. I would agree with Koala Sadai here. Said, "Oh yes, that was a huge win, Dani."
That
So,
was
yeah,
a big one because it went on for a long time.
Yeah.
Like a long time. It got really stretched out.
Nothing like that ever happens in the Wheel of Time. So
Yeah.
It's just my experience. No one
yeah,
else's.
no,
Yeah.
none of us think that things get stretched on and just want them to end ever. That would never happen.
Never.
Fail.
Yeah. Yeah, this
So-
book was interesting too because I think a lot of the predictions we also kind of have to put a pause on because Gathering Storm is kind of broken up where we don't get all of our characters like very much. We don't
Yeah,
get a ton
like
of
I had
advancement.
a lot of speculating about like what's going to happen in the Black
Mhm.
Tower and Taib, and then we just don't
It's
see
like
it.
we don't even see a
Yeah.
perspective, right? Like
Yeah.
we don't get
Yeah.
anything. So we kind of just I don't want to say it's like a wrong necessarily prediction. It's just
I
how it
put
is
mid.
written. Yeah.
I said it's mid predictions
Okay.
because it's not right or wrong.
Is that kids lingo or
It's
something?
kids lingo, yeah.
Mid.
It's kids lingo.
I don't understand it. I'm
I'm
not
hip
sure
with
what
the
it means.
youths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I
okay,
think
so-
that's
yeah.
that's
Are those
the majority
are
of
those the
it.
big right and wrongs there?
Those are the big ones. Yeah.
Okay.
It sometimes gets harder and harder as you get into the series of like because like what's gonna happen? Like who knows?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and because some of these things, like we'll talk about here, were kind of new, notable, and shocking.
and shocking.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I mean some
Yeah.
of them, which is why we have this category. That's right, everybody.
Yeah.
We are moving on so we can actually let our guests speak about what has
About
been
the book?
happening. Right?
Oh
It's
my
like why I
goodness.
rated it because there was a scene, and I was right and wrong about these things. But yes, let us
Shaking my fist at the sky.
let us talk about what is
It's-
new, notable,
Yeah.
and shocking. Go for it. Yeah, like what's the
That's good. You know, I don't know
what's
if I
your
ever
standout
predicted.
here?
Did I ever predict whether or not Rand would laugh again?
I don't know if we ever even talked about
I
that.
think we did.
I mean maybe.
I don't remember though. Okay, the huge right off the bat, shocking. Fail kills Missima.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
That was a start, right?
Fantastic.
It's a good strong start.
It's
Yeah.
a
Yeah, that
great
was-
start.
I don't know that anyone. I want to ask. I'm going to ask in chat here. I'm going to end this poll that I did start here as a reminder for everyone. Please, no spoilers in chat. We want people, new readers that come around later and they read chat here to not have anything spoiled in the later book. So anything up to the
That's
Gathering
right.
Storm. Only about 80
Don't
votes
be a
on this.
jerk.
Apparently, you didn't want to answer a question about Hindersnap. But you said stupid Hindersnap, so I asked chat that. And the end of that poll is yes, 41%, no, 59%. So,
Yeah,
Are
it's pretty good.
I was a little confused about the question. Like, are we saying that yes, it's stupid, or yes,
No,
we
it's
like
not
stupid
stupid.
Hinderstab?
We like polls. That
Yes,
are
we
kind
like
of
stupid Hinderstab.
On, it's a
Ambiguous.
Hinderstab kind of poll, ambiguous polls there, right? So, So yeah, you had some people that kind of I went with stupid. Yes, that's how if people answered it that way. So yeah, Fail Masima. Yeah, tell me, how did that feel inside?
So good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I loved it so much. I am not a huge Fail fan, but
She's growing. She's
oh
growing.
my gosh, that was a good move.
Yeah. Well,
She certainly takes care of business. A lot of Egwene energy,
yeah.
you know?
Masima is one of those plot lines that I think we've been talking for so long about. Can we just stop?
We just stop
Stop it, please.
talking about Masima?
And we get a nice little wrap up to not just the Masima thing,
Except,
but
you know, it kind of annoyed me that she's like, my husband can never know.
oh yeah. That's
It's
only
like,
because she knows
please.
Perrin's stupid though.
Yeah,
So
Perrin is stupid.
There's those two, Perrin and Fail, never do anything that I consider stupid ever. So
it's good. Yeah.
no, Fail killing Masima, that was a good start. And I mean, if you imagine for Brandon's first book in, right?
Mhm.
Like, that got
I'm
started right
so
away,
happy.
right?
I'm
Yeah,
so happy because it was just like such a good opening.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
we're not going to drag this shit out.
Especially getting to see it from Masima's crazy point of view.
Yeah.
Like absolutely bonkers.
I like
Right.
what Sarah James said. All it took was a little murder for Dani to like her.
Easy. Yeah.
Yeah, getting
Yeah.
shit done.
Who doesn't like a
Now
little
they're
murder?
getting it. Yeah, now they get it. Now you guys get me. It's fine.
Oh, this poll is gonna be great because it's
Yeah.
like almost 100%.
I know. This
So good.
This is a good poll. Okay,
Yeah.
so other things. I mean, obviously that was very notable.
Very notable
Sure.
and shocking.
and shocking in a.
Want to
obviously
hear
in a
something
positive way.
else that was very shocking?
I'm waiting. I'm actually waiting until you hit the one that I'm waiting for. So
Is it Varen's a black Asha?
Right?
Yeah. How did you feel about like?
Pretty
did that
great.
Did that ever come up, Brett, in your
Yes.
conversations?
Yeah.
Like,
all the
like,
time. Since
all the
book
time.
two.
Explain
I
the
called
thread.
Varen being a black Aja from
Okay.
Black Two or Book Two.
Yeah. Okay. So the whole
yeah,
thing
so
is
explain this. Yeah,
ever-
explain it.
Because she lied.
Okay, she didn't lie. Okay,
Yes,
so
she
this has
did.
been the disagreement because I can absolutely argue this point all day.
But she lied.
One of the
And
big-
right away it triggered me. and
Right.
I've been saying, is Varen a black Aja for a long time.
Yeah. So
Okay.
way
Okay.
back from
Yeah,
when?
tell us.
Are we-
Yeah,
Are we still there?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still here.
We
You're
froze
still
a
here.
little bit there.
Okay.
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 The
So
interrupts
from
are
book
back.
2,
Go for it.
we've been talking when Varen came up and was like, "Oh yeah, Moraine sent me." Right? It's been a lot of people will say, "Oh, that's like a blatant lie," but it's also like interpretation. We got to understand it's from her point of view. Maybe she believes that Moraine did send her. There's absolutely an argument that you can make that maybe it wasn't exactly a direct lie because we don't have enough information. And
Okay,
that's
but-
where the whole is she Black Aja
But
started.
Brett, from
I've
your
been talking about
recollection,
it.
Did as far as we understand what happened in the Gathering Storm, is that what Dani anticipated with Varen, or just
Oh,
'cause
no,
Varen,
no.
No.
No,
okay.
yeah.
Say it almost like a joke.
Yeah.
I said it a lot of times.
Yeah.
In the last however many years, I've said, "Oh, it's because Varen's Black Aja." Like I've said it out loud lots of times.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, "Really?" And I'd be like, "No, not
Well, and
really,
the
but
tricky
maybe."
part is that Varen's ultimate intentions. So we do get a lot of Varen's. We get a few point of views from Varen, and in all of those points of view, she does seem to have like the end game in mind. Even when it comes down to like the little "is she gonna murder Cadswin" scene, that's a completely justifiable action for someone who legit wants Rand to win and like be and do what Rand's got to do. So yeah, maybe we've had discussions about maybe she found ways to get past the oaths, and yeah, she can lie, but is she Black Aja? Like, there's so many different ways you can go about that. But
Yeah, she's Black Aja.
yeah, she's Black Aja, but she's also like not. But she is, but
Not.
she's not. But she
How did-
is, but like.
How did
she's
you
not.
feel? How did you feel about that? Like when it happened, what was your moment? What was the moment for you when you were reading it?
I loved it.
Except for the whole like she dies in a queen's.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
She just like puts herself in Egwene's bed and dies.
I also
Well-
wish Grandma didn't die in my bed.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Somewhere else to
So,
go.
so this is the one this is when I said the ones I had to tell you I was right about. This is
'Kay.
that was a moment when I read the book that I literally physically at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning jumped out of the chair and pumped my arm in the air with.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it wasn't because Varen is Black Aja. It was because I had theorized I had pushed this theory for so long. And for my friends that are out there that might ever watch this, I will admit to something that I'm annoyed that I have to admit to. but because I said, I was like, I wouldn't say the words Black Aja. I was saying she was working for the shadow.
Oh,
But
so
I wouldn't
you
say
knew.
I wouldn't say, but working for the shadow but not on its behalf, right? So like, yeah. So it was one of those like moments I was so happy about, but when people would go back and be like, "You never would say the words Black Aja," and I was like, yeah.
But I mean, that's
still
what
understood.
makes it so great, though, because like she
Yeah.
clearly isn't exactly like like there's
Yeah.
something going on with her, and even if you're like, okay, she might be Black Aja, you got that gut feeling something's not right about
Something's
even
not
being
right.
Black
Yeah.
Aja.
Yep.
Like it's not doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense.
And that's why,
Mm-hmm.
and people fought that forever. It was. I mean, this was a huge. I mean, for this book, what a huge reveal for Egwene, right?
Yeah.
That was.
I just love
that
the
moment.
thorough note taking and the passing on of the information, because that's the main problem and the most frustrating thing is people aren't communicating and people aren't talking to each other when they should. And now here we have Varen, who's like has all of this information and she's given it to somebody who can use it, and that's nice.
Yeah.
That was.
That's good.
Yeah, what a reveal, what a moment for this book.
Yeah.
And so it is. I mean, when I think back about this book, I mean, I cherish that moment so much that it's hard for me to rate this one anywhere.
Yeah.
But like, I don't remember exactly where I rate this one now. I have to go back and look, but it's such a what a moment. So yes, the very
One of the
It was
Yeah.
almost like I had to like go back and read the chapter from the beginning because I was like, wait, what's
Yes.
happening? Right?
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
Did I get that? Because I've been known to like skim and miss some things, and so I was
Yeah.
like, hold on a moment, I need to make sure I'm right about what's happening here.
Yeah, I mean, she even gets like a half a star for the did she predict it right category, because super early on when she wasn't even clear on like what Ajas were or like which colors there were, I'm pretty sure at some point she was like, oh, there's a purple Aja, right? And it's like, haha, no, but also, also yes. But we're not gonna talk about that for 5 years.
There's so much to talk about with that. Yeah, talk about Melissa KJ said, talk about being dedicated to the cause. # Brown Naja is awesome. Yeah. Varen will forever be one of my favorites. I mean, Varen's right there with Lanfear. It's like Lanfear against Varen. So two of my favorite characters ever since the very beginning.
Yeah, but Varen's like a little bit better than Lanfear, though, right? Like so. Yeah.
I mean, in my rating, no, but yes, I understand why people would do that. I love. I mean, again, two of
Varen always annoyed me, like as a character. I was like, stop with your following everyone around and note taking, Grandma.
Mm-hmm.
She's awesome. She's the best. Okay. Other new notable shocking. We could do a whole show, and maybe we'll come back and talk about the Varen later. But what else,
well, like
what
we're
else
only
is
at
new,
2 of
notable, and
these.
shocking? Yeah, right.
So much. Okay.
Oh my gosh, so much. Let's do. Oh, what's new is that Rand has a weird dream with Moradin and learns that the Forsaken can come back.
Yeah, that's like really important.
That's new information for Rand.
Not new for us, but it's been like we have been waiting for a long time
We've
for
been
Rand.
waiting for Rand to catch up to us.
Like, that's an important piece of information we need to know. We need our good guys to know.
You're like, it's book 12. We knew this like book, was it? I can't remember. Well, I don't want to. Now
early on.
I'm not going to say a book. But early on, yes.
Early on.
We do that all the time. I'll be like, I don't know, book 7.
They're all the
By
same.
the way, as an answer, about 100 of you voted this. Massima's End, was it a good choice? 95% of you said yes.
Heck yes.
Yes.
Is heck yes an option?
Heck yes. Yes.
Heck yes.
Was the Varen reveal the best part of TGS?
Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
Put me down for no.
I'm going to ask let's ask the audience here. Okay, so
well,
Rand
we
has a
haven't
dream of
talked about
Moradin.
all the rest of it. Oh yeah.
I know.
Okay.
And learns about basically transmigration, right?
Transmigration and how Balefire is the end. And he needs to know that. So that's good.
Okay.
Especially considering that Semirog gets freed from captivity.
Yeah.
Somehow gets her hands on the male Adam.
Yeah.
And captures Rand. And that was very shocking.
Yeah, that got my favorite like chapter of the book, because I think that scene was even more shocking for me.
I really thought that's how I thought he was
yeah.
going to die. I was so convinced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I was hoping that she wouldn't, but I was like, there's no way out of this.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like to paint, certain like characters like Min as a disposable character, but she's someone who could die.
Well, don't people call her a lamp?
Yeah, it's sexy lamp, but that's okay. I disagree with it. But it's one of those characters. It's not a Taviran. It's someone who could potentially die,
Sure.
and it would be friggin' devastating. For
Oh
him.
man.
Yeah.
We thought
Yeah.
Rand was crazy before.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
already a very traumatic event. Like having
was
Rand
crazy.
kill Min in that moment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have. Yeah.
Yeah. But instead, Rand touches the true power, which is, as I'm told, a big deal. I don't really quite understand what's happening, but
Yeah.
Brett tells me that's a big deal.
Well, she keeps being like, "It's good, that's fine," and there's like, "What about that dark, gloomy cloud that follows him around everywhere?" And he's like, he's spiraling so hard, and everyone's like, "Oh, the universe is collapsing around him."
But I mean, but to Danny's point, he didn't have to kill Min, right? Like, yeah. So there's I guess some good that came from that.
I was like,
moment.
sweet, that's
Mhm.
a great, that's a good option.
Good trade-off.
It's a great
Yeah.
trade-off.
Yeah,
And we
okay.
Balefire, Semirog, and Elza. Bye, Elza.
that's true.
Yeah.
We do take her off the board.
I mean,
so.
Yeah.
Which
that's
also is sad.
That's the biggest thing.
No,
By the way, I'm
that
seeing some
wasn't sad.
hashtags, not a lamp, and thank you very much. That's right. Hashtag not a lamp. That's true.
Not a lamp.
Yeah.
No, like you just pointed out, like you just said, Fail kills Massima. Varen's
Yeah.
revealed as Black Aja.
Yeah.
Rand's has a dream with Moradin. He learns Balefire being the end and touches the true power. Like this is crazy stuff that as like Wheel of Time fans, it's like these are the root of a lot of like theories about what was going to finally happen. And so I will say, what was new, notable, and shocking was like stuff coming to an end. Like that's like,
Honestly. Yeah, because
yeah,
we haven't
cool.
even gotten to the Egwene stuff yet.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's
Can
see
we,
it. What's next?
Let's jump to a couple more
well,
of these.
here's the thing. So I have an updated Forsaken list, finally, because it's been a long time. So my Forsaken list is Alive for Show,
Okay.
Dead AF, and then Limbo Land. Because I'm
Okay.
not sure where they are.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Limbo Land.
You're gonna get a kick out of this
That's-
one. All right.
I think
Let's
Limbo
go.
Land's a good word for it.
Yeah. So finally, at the end of this book, I got to update this Forsaken list because
Okay.
it's been a long time since we got to actually
Mhm.
update it. So we finally got to move Semirog into Dead AF,
Right.
Okay.
which is great. And then another new and shocking moment, we move
Okay.
Grendel. Grendel and her whole estate get
Okay.
Balefire.
Here's I'm just gonna put a big asterisk beside this for the sake of talking to Dani about this because so we get the bale firing of Natron's barrow,
Right.
the whole place wiped off, right?
Right.
The map.
Crazy. Well, we also have to talk about Nynaeve and her detective agency.
That's true. She did a great job. She
Yep.
scouted out what was happening.
Yes, she did.
But Dani, who has been full-heartedly on the whole, we can bale fire everything, and it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. There's no consequences
Yeah.
to her actions. So she is 100% on board with like bale fire everything if it means killing a Forsaken. And like I
Yeah.
kind of get where she's coming
Or
from, but
Dark
also
House. Moraine also used Balefire.
I know that, but it's like one of those. I'm trying to convince her that all these things that are the bad things that are happening are bad things, and she
Right.
just doesn't. She's still on board with the
They're
get it.
exciting and fun. And
Yeah,
I
I
like
get
them.
I get
difficult.
it. They're new, notable, fun, and shocking is the
Yeah.
category now.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said Semirog and then Grendel. Who else?
Oh yeah. Well, the whole Grendel, that is a big deal too.
Hmm.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to talk about the
Yeah, let's talk about it.
the Balefire situation
Yeah.
Okay. What is the situation?
that Rand Balefired the shit out of that
Yeah.
fortress.
And he was sneaky about it. He pulled a big plan, like it was a great heist plan. Like I don't even know what you want to call it.
Well, he pulled
Yeah.
the plan so that the stupid guy, Ramalama Ding Dong,
Mhm.
goes to
Yeah.
goes to the place, gets compelled,
Yeah.
and then brought back.
Right.
So that they're like, yep, he was compelled. Grendel's for sure in there.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then, so we balefire the shit out of
Yeah.
the entire place out of
Natron's-
existence.
Yeah, Natron's Barrow, right?
Natron's Barrow, yeah.
Barrow,
And then
yeah.
Barrow,
Is
Barrow,
it Barrow?
whatever.
I don't
I don't know. I just say what Brett says. And I say what Michael and Kate say. That's
Yeah.
what I say. Although they switch all I just-
Yeah.
Okay.
it switches all over the place. But then and then his compulsion is lifted, so then we get clarification that she's gone.
Yeah.
And normally I'm like, oh, nobody, if we don't see it happen, then it doesn't happen. But
Mhm.
this was confirmation.
Yeah.
At the end
There
of
you
this
go.
book.
Yeah. So
Okay.
very
know.
exciting.
Who else is on the
Very
list?
exciting. Yeah. What else? Who else
Oh,
is on
yeah,
your list?
okay,
Yeah.
so live, we have no, for show, sorry. Arengar, who is Halima and Balthamel. We have
Right, yeah.
Demandred, who we don't know or where he is yet. We have Masana. We know she's in the White Tower, but we don't know who she is.
And you have predictions, and we'll talk about that later. But we have
Yeah.
prediction.
And then we have
Okay.
Sindane, who's Lanfear, and Moghedien, but they're both mind trapped by Moradin, who's
Right.
Ishmael.
Yeah. Oh, and we have a new bet on the table.
That's why it's written down.
Try and
because
remind
it's
us about
very
that.
confusing.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I have
Did
Samurai.
I talk too fast?
Arangar, Salima,
I'll send you a
Demandred
picture.
Where Masana don't know. Oh, you said Masana. What did you say
Can you
about
see
Masana?
it?
No.
Oh,
I don't think
No.
so.
No, can't see it.
oh,
That's
yeah. What was the last one again?
Limboland,
Oh, yeah, Limbo Land. What did you have for Limbo Land?
Asmodean,
Okay.
Yeah.
Samael,
Okay.
and Osingar.
Okay.
/ Deshiva Agenor. Just because we're not really too
You're not
sure if they're
convinced,
going to
yeah.
get transmigrated because they didn't die by balefire that we know of.
Right.
Okay.
Well, Samael maybe, but that was a weird thing.
You're not
too.
convinced
I'm
that.
not.
Yeah. You're not convinced that he died by balefire because Samuel was the weird one that was
Well, we
in.
weren't sure if he was actually hit or not.
Yeah, with the whole Mashadar and the balefire and the
Mm-hmm.
Leia thing.
Limboland.
Yeah.
Well, now,
And
now that you
then-
got this Forsaken list, by the way, now I'm really interested in your theories, but we can't get there yet. We're gonna get there later.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I love the Forsaken list.
Um,
Yeah. What
okay.
else is new, notable, and shocking? I mean, there's some stuff that happens for sure.
There's like a lot.
Oh,
so
there's a lot that
we gotta
happens. The
pare some
return of
stuff down.
Tam.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The
Return of
the
Sam.
reunion that everyone's been waiting for
It was a terrible
since
meeting.
the beginning of the series,
It's a
and it's
bad
the
one.
worst. It's so bad. It goes so
It was
terribly.
awesome.
The return
That's
of
about as
Sam.
bad as it can go.
But
Yeah.
still, like an amazing. Yes, I mean, you think about
was
the
so
scene,
great.
like an
And it,
amazing
like,
moment, right?
Mhm.
It like he tried so hard
Yeah,
and got so far, and in the end,
it didn't even matter.
it did matter in the end.
Well, okay.
Yeah, that's what. No, I mean,
It's good,
did you,
Linkin
did
Park.
you feel that? Did you feel that? I mean, did you feel like it mattered in the end? Like that was a moment.
Yeah, because then we have Brand laughing and
I mean,
Just
yeah, like
spell-
you gotta. Okay.
all of it. Although I
How
was
do you-
very confused.
But what do you think that? I mean, I'm curious about that one because that's new, notable,
Mhm.
and shocking. Would be
Yeah.
Rand laughing. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe talk to me about that. You know, is
Like
that in your
Epiphany on the
list?
mountaintop?
I would have
Yeah,
liked
exactly,
it better
yeah.
if he just bail-fired all the Shanshan, quite honestly.
That's what I'm trying to say. 'Cause it's like that's bad. And even when Rand is in Abu Dar at the end, before he goes to Dragonmount, he looks around. It's like these are all just like people trying to live their lives. Maybe I shouldn't balefire them all. And she's like, get them all.
I like how you like the Epiphany and Dragonmount was fine,
Yeah.
but bale firing them would have been better.
Yeah. It would have been much better.
It would have been, better.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I think my issue with the ending, the whole Veins of Gold Dragon Mount top, is I'm not quite sure what's happening
Okay.
and what's going on with Rand and his personality disorder. Like, I'm just really trying to figure out what's magic, what's not, what's madness, what's not, what's past lives, what's real, what's not.
Mhm.
And I think that it would be better for me on a reread because I just didn't
Yeah.
Okay.
quite, it didn't have the
Yeah.
impact for me that I think that it probably should have.
Yeah. And we talked about this too because with the end with Dumai's Wells, that's a fan favorite.
Mm.
It wasn't her favorite
Mhm.
though, and it is something that maybe it is a little bit better on a reread the next time you
It
go through
didn't
for
really
different
understand
reasons.
what was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's,
the
it's
problem.
it's a little bit hard to follow sometimes for
Mhm.
sure, but maybe that is like with this, and maybe it's just not for you, and that's fine.
No, but that's interesting. Yeah, it'll be fun to actually when you get through the entire series to come back and hit on some of these like endings
Yeah.
of the books and like
Mhm.
Yeah,
how,
I
how
can-
everything
I
ended
can-
in comparison, right?
I can
So-
understand why it's a big deal.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
Yeah,
can understand that.
So for you,
Would it
though,
have been more
yeah.
exciting if like Ishmael showed up and they had a fight or
she
something?
did want that. Yeah,
Sure. That would have
Gotcha.
been great.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah, because it's
give it-
it's also
give it
with Veins
again.
of Gold. It's one of the questions of okay, so we have like a moment of clarity, but how long is it going to last? Right?
Mm.
We were in a very
Well, I'm
depressive
wondering
state.
if
Are
he's
we?
just like lucid for the moment?
Yeah. So like, is
Gotcha.
this like a permanent fix? Is this a temporary fix?
right.
Does it matter if it's temporary? If it's long enough to get us to where we need to be? Right.
Mhm.
No, that's and that's a good. Those are all good questions. I'm wondering what your theories are later on those. But okay, what else was new, notable, and shocking?
Okay, let's talk about how Rand had a meeting with Tuon. He said, "Want to be best friends?" And she said, "No."
Mhm.
And he said, "Fine, enemies then." And left. And then she goes, "Fine, I'll attack the White Tower and I'm the Empress."
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
gotta say,
again, nice that things happened, right?
Yeah,
like
sure.
this is like there's just Tuan, you know, and you're like, okay, what is this character gonna do? Finally having this meeting between these two.
Yeah,
And
something
how it
other than
turned
just
out
like
is pretty
marrying
shock-
Matt.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it is pretty shocking how this meeting.
Mhm.
Maybe it's not shocking in the sense of what you've already seen happen.
No, but you like,
up till
like
moment. But
expected like something else. Like,
Well, it's
Yeah,
also shocking
right.
because you go in and Rand's like, we're going to negotiate. I need to deal with the Shanshan. And you think you're going in for a negotiation, only to find out that there's zero negotiating happening. He says, do this. She says, no. And there's no counter.
Yeah.
There's no like, can we figure this out? And she's not, can we figure It's just like a straight enemies. No,
Straight
not happening.
enemies.
If you don't do exactly like zero negotiating.
and Nynaeve really
Yeah.
doesn't like her because
Yeah.
Nynaeve had to defend Matt.
Right. And if anybody's going to shit talk Matt, it's going to be Nynaeve, not this lady. I don't even know her.
That's pretty hilarious. By the way, I'm going to end the poll. Was the Varen reveal the best part of TGS? By the way, guess. Dani, what do you think percentage-wise? What would you say the Varen reveal?
42%.
62% said yes.
Oh shit, guys! Nice.
Okay.
That is, and that's. I wonder. I'm gonna ask the audience this because now I'm curious. Who started the wheel reading the Wheel of Time before Knife of Dreams? How about that? Who here started reading the Wheel of Time before Knife of Dreams was released?
Yeah, I was like, who starts with Knife of Dreams?
Mhm.
Okay. There we go. We'll ask. I'm curious what the percentage is. Okay.
Okay.
Rand's meeting with Tuan. What else was new, notable, and shocking?
Well, the Shanshan are going to attack the White Tower.
Oh yeah, that whole sequence.
That was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, what did you think? I mean, so like we've talked about, some things where you're like, okay, this stuff's never ending. That felt like pretty fast.
That was
Like,
crazy. Well, it was
that
only
happened,
medium
right?
fast because how long has Egwene been telling people
Sure.
that that's going to happen?
True.
A long ass time, actually.
I mean, she has
So-
she has some benefits of dreaming. You know.
Yeah, but nobody believed her, and
Sure.
every single person was like, "But they're so far away. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares? They're not coming here."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever expect it to be that kind of attack? Did you assume
Yeah.
there would be an attack, like Gwen saying? Did you
Yeah.
expect it to be like that visceral? I mean, did you feel that
Yeah.
when you were reading it? Yeah. Okay.
One of the things we kind of talked about during it is that it would have been, if we wanted to ramp up even the coolness of the Shanshan attack on the
I
tower,
wanted it to be more of like a battle.
and like more perspectives. 'Cause
Yeah.
we go back and forth. Like there's a lot of perspectives changed, but we got like the one sequence with Adalorna where she almost gets captured, but then basically gets rescued by Egwene.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
so cool. But it's like, give me 5 more different perspectives of like random people. Give me one person being taken. Give me one person
Yeah.
being killed. Give me one
Yeah.
person defeating the shot. Like, give me a couple different
Even
perspectives.
so, another shocking thing is Elida is
Yeah.
captured
Oh yeah,
by the
huge.
Shanshan,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that happens off screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The
Did you
actual
like-
capturing of.
Did you like that happened off screen?
Did you like that it happened? Number one.
I don't like that it happened.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Like you're just
Yeah.
like barrel fire the hell out of people, but don't give a lighter
enslave
to
them.
the Shanshan.
Don't enslave them.
Not even
No.
Elida of
like,
all the people.
Don't
Murder
do it.
Massima, but don't
Yeah.
take Elida.
I
who
would
is-
rather
yeah.
they murder Elida.
Right. Yeah, I've actually we talked about this too because I have a big problem with the way that the tower is resolved. The Aes Sedai, the White Tower Aes Sedai, don't actually do what they should have done, which was
Nothing.
take care of
Also,
Elida.
please explain to me how useless the battle Aja is. Like,
Oh yeah, that's also great.
what?
It's so great.
Like literally nothing.
Please explain to me
There's-
how useless. Those are fighting words for a lot of fans out there that just
No,
love the battle.
are
action.
they though?
Hey,
I'll
back it up.
set up a
back-
table. I'll set up a table. We'll discuss. Like, you can come to me and tell me how good the Green Aja is at battles.
Right.
Not.
I mean,
So
it'd be beneficial if the one time that they got attacked, they did something, and so far it's like
The battle captain commander lady. What's her title?
Adalorna,
Okay.
Yeah, but what's
so
her what
the
what's-
captain general.
Captain General? That's
Yeah.
the thing.
I think I know what the answer to this next question is going to be in chat. But I did ask who here started reading The Wheel of Time before Knife of Dreams was released. About 70% of the people said they did. So
Ooh.
that, to me, makes sense of the last poll. So
Yeah.
knowing that information, I'm going to ask this poll, which is, were you bothered by Elida's
No, everyone
capture?
loves it. I bet.
You know, and I'm going to say yes or no. Here we go.
Probably
I don't know.
not.
We'll see. I,
You know,
I,
like
I won't
in
be
the
surprised if
moment.
it's at 60-40. I won't be
been-
surprised if it's at 60-40.
I don't not like Elida.
Yeah, okay, we know she also sides with the lie. She,
I don't like her as the Amerlin Seat, and she gets super power hungry, and like that whole thing is like she's not a good Amerlin Seat.
yeah,
But where she comes from in her entire perspective of her entire journey has a purpose. Like I
Mhm.
sympathize with her, and I understand why she does the
her
things
like
that
torture
she
of
does.
Egwene didn't make you feel like the torture that other Shan-Chan do to other channelers. 'cause they
Yeah.
can
I mean,
control
like that
them.
part wasn't good. I said she wasn't a good Amerlin.
yeah.
That part
Well,
wasn't
and
good.
that's the issue. Is like
Right.
I love the capturing of Elida. Like I do.
Yeah.
It's a great scene. It's
Yeah.
very like, you know, she
Well,
got
it's-
hers, what was coming to her. But it's also my biggest issue with it. Like even the question, were
my
you bothered?
prediction is she'll be rescued.
You do think she's gonna be rescued?
I don't think
yeah.
that's the end of Elida.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
coming up. I'm sure that'll come up. I agree. The Shan-Chan
Yeah.
attack with the White Tower, Elida being captured, Rand's meeting and how that went, the Epiphany on Dragon Mount, Return of Tam, touching the true power of Varen reveal. What
So
other
much.
what other things are like new notable shocking? This sounded like
Oh,
this list. Yeah.
Swan and Bryn
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
are border bonded and engaged.
And is that shocking though, or is that just like yeah?
Notable.
Okay, notable.
Okay.
It's not.
Sure.
notable.
Sure.
I was gonna say maybe they were shocked, but I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were all just like,
Ooh.
can we make this happen already? Yeah.
You know what was pretty good? After the whole Shan-Chan attack and Egwene goes back to the Black Tower, or no, Rebel Camp, I mean, sorry. She makes everybody swear on the oath rod, and she catches like 50 Black Aja and then just executes them.
Oh yeah, there you go.
It's the best.
Again.
I get it.
Go
I get it.
Egwene!
Because they're
So
black
badass!
Aja, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So badass.
Yeah.
Get him
Yeah.
out of here.
Makes
Yeah.
everyone
That's
swear,
great.
and then of course, kills the black
And there are
Aja, yeah.
so many. There are so many of them. And I just like it because we had Elaine at the end of last book captured by Black Aja, and then she finally escapes it.
Mhm.
But then she just keeps them captive,
Mhm.
and nothing good comes from holding evil people captive.
Exactly.
You're like
So-
finally someone murders them and kills them. I agree. You know,
Mhm.
like none of us. I mean, I wasn't weeping for the Black Aja that got killed. Were you bothered by Elida's capture? That was by 80
No.
votes, and
Nobody.
I was bothered by it.
77% said no.
I was bothered by it because it didn't give the White Tower. I said an opportunity to do the right thing. They
Yeah.
had lots of chances to kick out Elida when they should have,
They really should have
and they
done that.
did. Where would we be had she
No.
not been captured?
Man, the ice of that
Right?
kind of
So
stuff,
basically,
hey?
I would agree. Well, I like it when these things don't end so cleanly.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, because yes, there's some desire where you're like, I want then after this battle, and Egwene saves everyone, and then the White Tower turns on Elida, and Elida's put in her place or something, and then
Mhm.
and you're like, yeah,
Mhm.
that would be justice, and you're like, now the Shan-Chan have her, and what's up with that?
And
but
it's
there's-
super morally ambiguous.
Mhm.
It
But the-
makes you. It makes us
But I
have
like
these
that it carries. I
conversations.
mean, I like that felt in line with the Wheel of Time. You know, with Brandon
Oh, yeah.
writing this book, right? It felt like Jordan would definitely do. Like, was
Yeah.
this something I don't know the list of things where Jordan said do this, do this, do this. But obviously Brandon was creating some of this on his own. So
Yeah.
it's like one of those where you're like, that fell in line to me. It was like, oh yeah, this
Yeah.
stuff never ends. Sometimes there's a clean end. You know, like
Yeah.
Fail just killing Massima. You know.
Yeah.
But then it's like this one, you're like, I'm not totally satisfied with how this is turning out yet. So no, I get that.
No, but Egwene was a total badass through that entire battle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she's great.
For sure. Okay,
was
so
excellent.
this was one of the. I've never been an Egwene fan.
Okay.
The character in the show, total fan. Like I like the actor who plays that character. Really like the
Yes.
actor that plays Egwene, but still not a huge Egwene fan in the show.
Sure.
either.
Yeah.
You know, like
Okay.
and
We can still get along. It's fine.
no, but this book, like that was like that was my first reaction when I was young and kind of reading these books.
Yeah,
But, like,
yeah.
As this book, as it, when she became Amerlin and things progressed here, and then this moment for her, like, yeah, I was like, oh, seeing kind of where Jordan was kind of charting this character, and plotting the character. Like I was like, oh yeah, this is really good. And so in going back and reading the character, I'm much less like, I'm like, oh, okay, I get, like, there's things that bothered me about Matt, but I don't like focus so much on those. And so, I focus less on like, oh, when I was first read this, I didn't like Egwene because that was likely just I was a kid when I first started.
Yeah.
reading it,
And
so
honestly, before she becomes Amerlin, she irritated me too. I thought that she was like always stepping out of line, like never doing actually what she was supposed to be doing, like
But that's because she was stepping out of line all the time.
all the time.
Like, she's-
But as a leader,
yeah.
no, we need that competence and that.
You need the
ability
person
to
who's going to
lead.
go and just start blasting.
Yeah.
Right?
So
If
it
that's what
actually,
it calls for.
Something shifted when she became Amerlin. I was like, oh shit, she's competent,
Like,
and I like
that's
it.
the role she needs
Yeah.
to be in. Her personality, like that's the role.
Yeah.
And when she's not in that role, it
Natural
doesn't
born
work.
leader.
Yeah.
Her and Fael, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it doesn't work any other way, really.
I'm not sure I ever got to the Fael. I'm not just kidding. We don't have to focus there. So let's get back on this one. Anything left before we move on from here? New, notable, shocking.
I feel like we can save some stuff for the next sections.
Okay.
Yeah. Like we got more. We can still talk about stuff, but yeah.
Okay.
I think that was all a lot.
Shocking.
That was pretty good.
Well, it was a shockingly, like, so much happened. But yeah, so I mean, this is a good transition then. Like for you then, Dani, what was good and what was bad, right? Like
Good and bad.
I heard some kind of inklings of this. So yeah, I'm curious.
Okay, I've saved one. I
where's the good and
haven't
the bad?
said it. Yeah, I haven't said it yet.
Okay,
But the
let's hear
worst part of this entire book
Brett's already
Gawain.
living on
It was
this.
Gawain.
I was
Okay.
No, he's
Hold
the
on,
knight
hold
in
on.
shining armor who
I'm gonna ask
rescues
everyone-
Egwene, and it's lovely.
I'm going to ask everyone here,
Gawain
is
the worst part of
is
this book.
Gawain the worst part? Is
No. The question has to be like, who else wants Gawain to come and rescue them when they totally need to be rescued?
When they don't need to be rescued.
is Gawain the worst part of this book? Yes or no?
Yes.
There you go, everybody.
And why is the
yeah.
answer yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Some
But
people
what's
actually
good?
come to Gawain's defense.
Right.
What's so good about this is it felt like totally in line with Gawain, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and like when
He
you read
is.
the books,
He
you're
is
like,
who he is. Yeah.
yeah, like that was it was very Gawain.
It was 100%. Like Gawain.
he's just like so indecisive.
Yeah, like Gawain is a character. He's a great written character as the kind of
We
but it's like
love to hate him. We love to hate him.
yeah.
Noman Garden said, "Is Gawain the worst part of every book?" I'm sorry.
Yes.
You know what? In book one, when we like first meet him, he was not the worst part of the book.
Okay.
When we
Yeah, that's
first
true.
meet Gawain in Eye of the World,
I would agree.
he was the cool brother to Elaine, and he wasn't a total idiot yet. He might have been an idiot, but he didn't show it because he was still, trailing Elaine.
I guess I should have said, "Is Gawain worse than Galad?" But anyways.
Oh yes.
So is
I think that's an easy one.
Yeah. course.
so
Yeah.
The only person who has a problem with
Not
Galad
nearly
really
as
is
pretty. So
Elaine's the only one who really has a problem with Galad. All of the hatred for Galad stems from Elaine
yeah,
being a angry little sister.
stepsister.
Yeah.
Or half sister.
Because like he for sure tattled on her all the time as kids, and I understand why she doesn't like him.
Yeah.
But like none of her stuff is justified.
No.
I can't
I
believe
would
that he's
rather
actually
Wayne
yeah.
be with Glad.
yeah. We could do a whole show on Gawain and Galad, the brothers.
Well, they like
Elaine's
what?
brothers.
You made out like 3 times and now you're in love forever. Like
Mhm.
what? Get out of here.
Teenage romance. That's how it happens,
So
true.
that's
I mean,
bad. So
that is
that's
true.
bad about this book is Glad or Gawain. But
Okay.
Yeah.
How about
Just
give me a
in
good
general.
one? What was good?
ooh, what's good? What's good?
Hmm.
Well, everything we already talked about was pretty good.
Okay, what about can we talk about Hinterstap here?
Yeah,
Because
stuff was good.
I liked it. I like Hinterstap, and
it just wasn't plot relevant.
Okay,
Like,
so
we
but you
know
said
the-
stupid Hinterstep, but you still
It
say
is
it was
stupid
good.
because you know why we want him to. It wouldn't have been that bad. It wouldn't have been stupid if we just went to start our hunt for Maureen.
Yeah,
I see.
like the
Yeah.
entire sequence, because Hinterstap leads to Matt finding Varen.
Yes.
Like that leads to that entire sequence there, and it's so dumb, but it's so amazing and it's so fun. It's such a fun scene. It's such a fun chapter or two.
Yeah.
I don't have any Hinterstep hate. Like I think it's
Yeah.
I thought it was like you said, Brad. I'm in there with you, which is just like, what the hell is this? And this is fun.
Well, it's like crazy rage zombie people. Who
Yeah.
like it's such a crazy concept, and it's supposed to be like, yeah, the pattern is messing up, and it's crazy.
It's just like reiterating the point
Yeah.
that like the pattern kind of like the threads of the pattern all suck right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought
And,
it was
like,
great. I think that was a great. I
Yeah.
mean, to me, that serves that purpose, which I think you see elsewhere in this book.
Yeah,
With
lots.
the White Tower, if I remember correctly, there's like,
Yes.
but yeah, the stuff's happening.
All the
It's-
rooms are
patterns-
moving around.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
patterns-
yeah,
The pattern's like breaking down.
Batch,
you know,
batshit
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
right.
Pattern is just as crazy as Rand is.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah.
No.
Okay, so yeah,
Okay.
other. I should call this the good, the bad, and the stupid. That's what I should
Yeah.
change this to.
I know. I've been saying that a lot. You know what's not going great?
Okay.
Eridoman. Anything happening in Eridoman?
Oh yeah,
The stabilization of Eridoman
Yeah.
didn't go well.
it didn't go. It didn't
It
happen.
just didn't even happen.
We tried, and that's like that.
And then Rand is like mad at the Aiel.
But it's a bit of a gut punch because we kind of get an explanation in this book that Eridoman is probably like the first place where Rand tries to come in and bring stability to, and he legit fails at it. He was able to stabilize Kyrian and Tyr and Ilian and Andor and like restore order and stuff like that. But he comes into Eridoman, does the exact like even to an extent he tries to do it better.
Place is a mess.
Yeah, and he just straight up fails, and it doesn't work, and he has to leave. He has to
just
move on.
leaves.
He
But-
leaves.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah.
but I think that's great. You know what I mean? Like, there's something
Yeah.
so perfect about just that not working out for him and the
Because
frustration.
like our hero
right?
failed, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is like our hero failed at his mission. It didn't work, and
Yeah.
people are gonna die for it, right? Like
Yeah.
that's people are gonna starve for it, and we leave on such a bad note. Like the Gathering Storm is not a very uplifting book for Rand
For
for
Rand.
for a large
whole
portion
book.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it says it basically in the title, right? There's a gathering
Yeah.
storm. And,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what else? There's like a lot of like it's a really long drawn out scene, and that's basically what the cover is. That guy turning into like lava man and then setting the manor on fire.
Yeah.
It just like it goes on and on and on, and to the point where Avienda has to like save the day, like put the whole thing
Use
out.
water to put out the lava guy.
Yeah,
And, yeah.
that went on for a long time too.
Part of it. Yeah. Part of it.
The lava man. I like that.
Lava man,
Okay.
lava
so
man manor. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Herodamon is not going great. Hinterstap was
No.
stupid but good. Gawain's bad. Yeah. What else was
Gawain's
good and
bad.
bad in this one?
You know what annoyed me? I have been waiting and waiting and waiting for somebody to recognize Morgaze
Oh yeah.
because she's undercover right now
Mhm.
as Magdin or something like that with Perrin. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Then Tam shows up and is like, "Oh, by the way, Morgaze, that queen is with us."
Yeah. We
And I
get a
was
bit
like,
of a.
"What? Ha-
Yeah.
You're not even gonna show me that reveal?
Get a bit of
that-
it like we're not sure if it's like a time jump like
out of everything that Tam said to
Yeah.
Rand, that's all I took out of it. I was so annoyed.
Yeah. I get that. Well, and again, again, one of those kind of nice moments where it's like when Matt fought Couladin, you know,
Mhm.
Yeah,
and you're like,
off
what
page.
the hell? Everyone's talking about this except for us because we,
Yeah.
We didn't see it.
We didn't see it. Damn it, you know.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah, that's how I felt about this.
I think it was intentionally annoying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's meant
Yeah.
to be annoying.
It felt that way.
You
I
got
was
to
annoyed.
like you got to not see it because you're in the world and you don't get to see everything that happens in the world. I like how Jordan's done that with the way he writes these books, but it is annoying. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Mhm. Definitely.
Yep.
okay.
Um,
Yeah.
I also have on the fence, and maybe you guys can help me decide if this is good or bad, but Min has been doing a lot of philosophy majoring,
Okay.
Mhm.
and she tells Rand she thinks all of the seals need to be broken so that everything can be resealed properly.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's like a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good or bad or if it's right or wrong, but it's
Okay,
a thing I noted.
How about you have to pick? Is that good or bad?
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Okay.
Okay.
Why?
I think information is good, and I trust Min's information.
Okay. Why would like breaking the seals be a good idea though? Do you have like any?
Well, it's like when a bone sets wrong.
Okay. Yeah. You got to
You have
re-break it. You got to do
re-break
it
so
right.
it sets right.
Yeah. You can't just like fix it on top. It's patchwork, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
By the way, I'm
Oh.
gonna end this poll that I had here.
I'm gonna criticize Danny's ideas on what's a good idea and what's not a good idea. Okay, so the Borderlanders, we know that they're not, doing what they probably should be,
Oh.
and they are currently hiding out where Rand can't touch them with the power.
Yeah, and we meet
Yeah,
Curran again.
we do see her in again. Yeah, so the Borderlanders are like, hey, you come and meet us where you can't channel,
And
and
he
then we can
said,
have a meeting.
No.
And then Rand thinks, you know what I should do? I should just rain fire down on the city on these Borderlanders and teach them a lesson.
So Brad, I have to know.
You're never going to believe that. What do you think Dani said? What do you think
Dani
Dani
say yes?
said? Oh, yeah.
Dani-
She was like, yeah,
Oh my
you
God.
should teach them a lesson.
It's not Balefire.
At least it's not Balefire. Okay, hold on.
These are his allies. We don't rain fire down on our allies.
I saw someone in chat say, "Don't cross Dani."
This
Yeah.
is why
So
Dani's not allowed to. If channeling ever gets invented, she is not allowed to have it.
Oh,
Like,
guys.
for sure.
Is
Did you know
Gawain?
that fantasy
By the way,
books
is
are different
Gawain
than real life? Did you know that?
is Gawain the worst part of this book? 74% said
That's
Yes.
it?
Yeah. Okay.
What else is worse about this book, I wonder?
That's a good
Amen.
question.
yeah. That's well, you haven't. I mean, you said Gawain. Yeah, you haven't really come up with something that's like worse than Gawain yet.
Mm-mm.
So what else was
Yeah.
good and bad?
Well, I bet some people think that like balefiring an entire fortress is bad.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
I bet some people think that.
Did you?
The
did you-
entire pattern unraveling, bad.
I mean, you
bad.
brought that up. I mean, as a new notable. Oh no, we talked about that when we kind of in the mix of things. Like, is that one a good or a bad thing? The Natron's barrow, however you say it. So
She's pretty firmly on the good. Like
I understand.
you might it's been a minute since we read that chapter, but like in the moment and for the majority of the book, you've been like, yeah, that's good. This is good.
Okay.
So you can't deny it
You
now.
wouldn't have gotten Brandel and everybody she's compelled otherwise.
That was your thing, is like everybody in there, like, sure, they're innocent, but they're all compelled. Are they even real
Sure.
people anymore? Like it's
That
not
puts-
really innocent people there.
Better off dead.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
That's
But
what
kind of.
I think that was Rand's point, right?
you're
Yeah,
like,
that
I'm
was
just
fun.
kidding, but not really.
Yeah, it's like
So okay, what? Anything else in the good and the bad before we move on to how it should have ended?
yeah, we got the majority there.
Yeah. You know what's good? Matt is going to Camelin.
Oh, well, yeah. He's on his way there.
He's on his way.
Yeah.
No, I think that Varen gatewayed him there.
Yeah,
Yeah. With a note.
right.
What was the note?
It's a
Was it-
weird thing. It's
Okay.
like
He didn't-
if
he
I
didn't
come
read it,
back
yeah.
after 10 days, then you.
Yeah,
then
it was
if I
like
don't,
if
then
you have to. It's like you don't open it for like 20 days or
30
30, and they
days.
negotiate. It's like back and forth because Varen was gonna do her little thing, right? And she's
Gotcha.
gonna jump to the,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
she's like, okay, but if I don't show up, you got to wait X amount of days in Camelin. So Matt just kind of does the whole math thing, and he's like, okay, well, it'll give me extra time in Camelin. So yeah, so prediction of is Matt gonna open the letter or not? Because that's the whole thing. He can like wait
Ooh.
a certain amount of time and open it, or
depends what the pattern wants,
Okay,
you can't answer that way. That's not
Well,
an answer.
well, I'm
can't
gonna
do
write
that.
that one down. I'm gonna write that one down. Well, I'm kind of
Okay.
curious what you're gonna say.
And the
Okay.
last like bad thing, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna throw it. We don't have to talk about it again, but the Shanshan attack on the White Tower and them capturing a shit ton of Aes Sedai.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
bad.
because it wasn't just
That's
Elida.
worse
Yeah,
than Gawain, I think.
and there was like
Gawain
40.
was annoying. Aes Sedai, like 100 of them or 50.
No,
of them.
there's like
There was a
40.
number.
There's like 40. It was like over 2 dozen Aes Sedai, and like over 40 total-ish, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
But it's like that.
You think they won, right? But then you're like, wait a
Yeah.
second, what exactly happened? They took Elida, and
Yeah.
they took so many, captives.
And there was
stuff.
maybe like 300 in the tower too, like at the time.
Yeah.
So that's like a sixth or whatever of the, like that's a lot considering they don't have that many.
Mhm.
Totally.
So it's not
Yeah.
good.
Bad.
It's bad, in fact. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm curious. Like, this ended up being one of your. it's top 3, which is
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal. So I'm kind of curious, what you have to say about how it actually should have ended.
I told you he should have bail-fired all the Shanshan.
Okay.
I'm just joking.
So okay,
But-
when we talk about this
really,
because
yeah.
I'm medium joking.
you want him to drive the Shanshan out because we get left with basically no treaty with the Shanshan, and Rand is saying, I have to go to the last battle. I'm leaving ourselves open to attack from behind, and F it because it's not my problem anymore. I can't deal with this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it is not a good situation with the Shanshan behind.
Is it because
Yeah.
you think it should have ended that way because you're just like, this is stupid, or do you like how it ended? You know what I mean? Like, is it?
I don't think everything's stupid.
No, but is the Shanshan, like, the absence of that where they left without a treaty, was that something where you're like, it should have ended, we should have had that?
We probably should have had something.
Well, it's one of those things like Rand should have done. Like, Rand should have made some sort of something.
Gotcha. Yeah.
He should have stuck her. He should have done a better job negotiating.
He did a bad. That was bad.
Yeah, he did a
Put
bad
that
job.
in the bad category.
Yeah.
He did a bad job.
Yeah. Rand? No. There's nothing that's happening to him at this
Yeah.
time.
Okay,
Okay.
so
And-
how
yeah.
should it have ended?
Yeah.
I feel like the Egwene and White Tower wrap up.
Yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't have changed.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
great. Yeah,
Okay.
Like anything about
we
it.
needed a resolution.
I thought
for
that
yeah.
everything about it was good. Even when it was annoying that she was rescued when she didn't want to be,
Mm-hmm.
she ended up using it to her benefit and then uniting both sides of the split.
Thanks, Gawain. Couldn't have done it without him.
That's right.
She would have been in the towers.
Should have just done it
Right.
anyway.
Okay, knight in shining armor. Just...
But the way it expedited the situation
yeah.
for
So, I
sure.
mean,
She made the best of it.
I think that's, yeah, I actually liked the Egwene piece. I did like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked
It was-
how things ended there at the end of that book for Rand too, but it feels like for you, was that ending, that epiphany on Dragonmount, that wasn't as satisfying for you. How do you think it should have ended then?
I honestly kept waiting for Moradin to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it wasn't a fight, because I felt like they had that kind of odd dream meeting.
Yeah, where Morden was like, "Why are you here?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I get that Rand had to go through that kind of alone and he had to have his own thing. I'm kind of upset that Luce Theron isn't going to be back because I think Luce Theron is so funny.
Yeah.
And I like Luce Theron a lot.
Here's a thought:
So-
would it have been a better ending had Morden shown up? Maybe not to fight, but like if Rand had to come to the same epiphany conclusion, but through dialogue with the enemy. Like would that have been better if he didn't just like think real hard to himself and he had like a back and forth conversation between him and Morden or something about like philosophy on, because we know
Maybe.
Morden and Ishamael, like he's got his own philosophy on the I want the wheel to end, I want everything to be over. Like he's got the very nihilistic view
Yeah,
of
because then
everything.
it would have been a little more light versus dark rather than
Yeah.
Rand versus himself.
And then Rand figuring out like, oh no, but we live again because if we live again, then maybe she can live again, right? Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
comes to that conclusion through a conversation with the opposite of that with Morden versus just like with himself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that, I
Yeah.
think that'd be cool to see
Me too, because that's honestly what I was anticipating happening.
Gotcha.
I was waiting for like somebody to like show up there with him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then
you were surprised that it just
didn't
was
happen.
like Rand
Yeah.
versus himself kind of shocked
And
you.
then Rand versus the clouds, really.
Yeah.
And,
and
he
that
wins.
wasn't very compelling to you, as opposed to maybe if it had felt
Yeah.
like
Not
it was
as
okay.
it could have been. Let's say that.
What if there had been some heroes in the clouds?
Yes.
They were on
I like it.
horses,
Love it.
and
Yeah.
then they
What
had
else?
a sword fight.
I love it. One of them stabs the other and then stabs
Oh,
the back.
oh my
That could
God.
happen.
Great.
That could
That
happen.
would have been so great. That would have been
That'd
so
been-
great.
That would have been amazing. Like, I don't know why
That's-
they didn't do that.
It's next book. That's next book.
You should have just done that. Yeah. Another piece, I wish that there was a little more of some of the other characters. I'm getting the
Sure.
sense that there's going to be some sort of like the plot lines in this book
Yeah.
really followed certain characters, and I'm hoping that in the next book it'll follow different characters.
Yeah, we talked about this too, because like in the preface of The Gathering Storm, like there is a whole thing with Brandon Sanderson being like, this is 3 books, but it's really 1 book. And because it's like the finalization of the story, and he was trying to write a complete book while only releasing one. Like he's trying to give you a complete story in 1 book. So like I understand why he leaves out some characters for the
like
book.
Is Loyal gonna go to space or no?
Like what's happening? The Ogre going on
I
their
thought you were about to say
spaceships.
Spain, and I was like,
Yeah.
I
You
don't
know what? Maybe Spain comes next. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I think more, you were basically, for you, it ended too kind of disjointed from all the rest of the plot lines out there.
All of it, yeah.
And so
Mhm.
Egwene
But
was really the
what
highlight
is
for you.
more Wheel of Time
Mhm.
than having an ending I don't really get?
Right?
Right.
It wouldn't have been the Wheel of Time if it ended a different way.
I know.
Yes.
Well, okay. Can
that
I
that is true.
off
Yeah, go for
topic just a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
slightly?
Go for
Because one of my favorite criticisms of the TV show is like, oh, it goes so slow at the beginning and it's like rush at the very end. It's like, buddy, that is as on point for the Wheel of Time as you can get. Like that is how he does it.
Yeah, it's those are funny when criticisms are like criticisms of the books that we also had. Yeah, for sure.
It's like,
Yeah. It's like I didn't even understand what was going on.
that's
yeah,
the
man.
point. You're never supposed to actually get it.
Yeah, you get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the one that I always wait for, this section of the show.
Okay.
For those of you watching, this one I love to find out because I want to know.
Predicting the Weaves.
Yeah,
Okay.
predicting the weaves.
I
like-
thought Keeper Cut was next.
no.
Oh,
Whoa.
I'm out of order.
Am I out of order?
You're
I
out
thought
of
Keeper
order,
Cut-
Matt.
I thought Keeper
This
Cut is the
whole
last one.
YouTube videos.
No, hold on. I'm like, I swear, predicting the weaves is how we do this next, and then Keeper Cut for television
Okay,
at the
I
very
believe
end.
you.
Yeah.
I actually
If
believe
anyone's
you.
wrong here, it's probably us.
That's 1,000% us.
But look,
Yeah.
so predicting the weaves, for example, one of the things you just asked, is Matt going to open the letter?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, yes.
Care to elaborate?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Next.
So
Next question.
yeah. So what are your predictions then?
Matt will rescue-
Hold on. Pause. Tio.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you said that he wasn't gonna open the letter. I am
would
pretty
never-
confident that you said that no.
Why are you confident about that?
Because I was like, why wouldn't he open the letter? Because like it's a letter, of course I want to open it. But you were like, no, he's not gonna open it.
That sounds stupid.
So you changed your mind. Okay, maybe you didn't.
Oh,
but
see,
like,
now I'm just saying stupid too often.
I don't even know.
This...
Can Dani see the polls, by the way?
No.
Okay.
Do you
So-
want her to?
Oh no. I was gonna ask a poll question, but it was gonna be a spoiler, so no, I'm not gonna do that. Okay.
Yeah.
I just realized like the chat is also, I can't spoil things in the chat. So
You gotta be careful.
I gotta stay like in there. Okay.
Oh, I
Okay.
might be wrong. Okay, apparently you might have said that this is the issue. I got a bone to pick.
You know what
She
I
goes
love?
back and forth all the time.
All the time. I'm so wishy-washy. But I also love that people who listen to the podcast
They
remember
know.
things we
Yeah.
say better than us.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like, you never
To be
said
fair,
that.
we are
Okay.
married to each other, so like it's
Yeah.
natural to not
By
listen.
the way, I forgot to say, I was going to open the show. I was going to say happy engage-anniversary. Brett and I got engaged 10 years
Aw.
ago today.
Happy anniversary.
Nice.
10
That's
years.
awesome. 10
engaged.
years.
Amazing.
That's
10 years.
huge.
Well,
And
but
look
then
at-
we got married.
So wait, it's been 5 years since you started this then?
Mhm.
So for half of your relationship has been
That we were engaged.
That we were
for
engaged.
from the engagement.
4 years
Oh,
before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's 14.
That's a-
okay.
We just got engaged 10 years ago today. So
We
that-
didn't get engaged
Yeah.
the first date.
You didn't. Not like
I have
you
a
in the
feeling.
books.
No.
We should start-
but
yeah.
for more than half of our marriage.
Yeah.
We've been doing
Okay.
this.
Oh my god,
That's
seriously.
which is
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. Well, congratulations. That's a huge. What's interesting is yours was 14 then, right? So 10, and then you said you were dating for 4 years before that. Is that correct? So it's
Yeah.
been 14 total. And my
Yeah.
wife's and mine is 28. So
Okay.
there we go.
Okay.
Yeah. So keep going. It gets even better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's great. And then one day you get to bring your kids to the convention.
That's right. Yeah. It's fun.
Fun. That was
But
fun.
only if they read the books.
Oh.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They
Well,
can
this
come
is
at
in
it.
our house.
Yeah. So, right.
on the
I-
main floor.
This is absolutely true. I never read The Wheel of Time to my kids.
Oh.
And it feels like so strange that I made that decision this far now in advance of this.
Right.
But at the time I made this decision, like, I'm not going to indoctrinate them in my
But here's the-
obsession
and-
with
and
this
here's the
yeah,
thing.
you have to do that's
If my
literally
kids-
what parenting is.
if my kids don't like the books, what do I do? Do I just like get rid of them? Like, how do I just
know.
ask them to
I'm gonna-
leave?
I'm going to ask everyone here, should I have read The Wheel
Well,
of Time to my
Yeah.
kids?
I have a friend whose
Yes.
dad would tell campfire stories about Rand al'Thor. And so he wouldn't read the books that he would just
yeah.
say like
Tell the story.
tell the story of he would just like tell a story like one plot line or one whatever of Rand and this and,
That's-
and so he would
That's
like,
fun.
and so he's yeah. That was Spencer.
That's,
And you know, Matt,
That
it's
really-
never
I-
too.
I should have
it's never
done that.
Too late.
I should have been like, sometimes, you can be. No, anyways, I'm about to make up.
Sometimes you have
I'm-
voices in your head.
I'm about to make
and
theories out there, and I don't want to spoil anything. So,
yeah.
so
I was saying, you
do it.
still can read to your kids. Like, that's not off the table.
this is.
I know they're
Like-
older, but
Like, I'm 100% shocked that the Innkeeper didn't read the books to his kids. I know. I get it.
there's still time. There's still time.
There's still time. Okay.
You know what?
So-
But now one of your kids like helps produce your YouTube channel,
For
and
sure.
the other just went to a Wheel of Time convention.
Yeah,
so
exactly. They've been to the convention.
You're playing the long game. That's good.
That's
good
yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah.
It'll be a very long game.
you want
But
them
it's
to
fine.
want to
Yeah.
read it.
That's very Wheel of Time of you to do it that way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Long
Yeah,
game.
it's
Good one.
that's true. Yeah, it's a very yeah.
What else am I predicting?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm trying to see like if I go back in predictions from last time. This is what I have.
Well,
When are Gawain and Egwene going to get married, and how many kids are they going to have? That's a
Elaine's.
good one.
You said Elaine's
Just ignored me.
babies are coming during the last battle on the slopes of Dragon Mount.
oh yeah,
So
that's a
that's-
good one. What
Are
a
you
good
still-
prediction.
Is that
Yes.
still okay?
Oh yeah, that's a
You
That
good.
can
had,
happen for sure. Yeah.
You had Taim is top dark friend, I think is what you said. So-
Yeah, like a Forsaken side.
Yeah, we didn't get anything of this book at all. So like
No.
that's we just got to kind of put a pause
So what is
on
your
that one, I
what is your
guess.
prediction around then? Do you still have predictions around Taim?
Yeah, he's bad guy.
Okay.
Hasn't changed.
So
Well, I
same
haven't
prediction.
seen him.
Going
Yeah.
on you had last time you had going on this is a reminder, I think you've had this one before. Going on a mission to save Moraine through the Tower of Genji. And you
Yeah.
have Moraine is alive, Moraine is getting out, rescued, happening in the Gathering Storm.
Totes. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Totally.
So would you like me to change anything about that prediction?
Same prediction.
Same
but this book.
prediction. Next book.
Next book. Okay.
Gotta happen.
That's good. That's good.
It's gotta
Now you
happen,
did have,
right?
like you said, Shan Chan are going to attack the Oh no, you said Shan Chan are going to attack the White Tower in Towers of Midnight. So you got that one busted. You got that
Oh.
one wrong last time.
Wow. What a bad
Oh, did
prediction.
we-
Way to get it so wrong.
Towers
Oh
of
man.
Midnight part. If I didn't say the Towers of Midnight part,
Yeah.
it would have been right.
Yeah, so I have to go back and change that. That was
Oh
wrong.
my goodness.
Like
yeah.
actually
Huge blunder.
Danny
That's embarrassing
said
that you got
Towers
That
of
is so.
Midnight,
I'm so embarrassed.
Yeah.
I didn't know I said that. It's because you make me say things.
oh yeah, it's my fault.
Big mistake.
Huge.
Morghese is going back to Camelin to be herself Queen Regent.
Oh yeah, that'll happen. Yeah.
So is that
Wait,
what
well,
do you
like-
have? What prediction do you have about Morghese at this point?
Yeah. Yeah, what prediction?
She's probably gonna head back to Camelin.
Seriously
Okay.
though?
Well, what else is she gonna do with her life? Oh, I guess she'll marry Talonvor.
Okay.
Okay,
Young
Mary
Talonvor.
Okay.
Young Talonvor.
Young
Young
Talonvor.
Talonvor. That's
You
what it
had
is.
the next Forsaken to die was Masana. Was your last one.
Wow. Oh,
Wrong.
not even close.
Yeah.
That was not
Ugh.
right.
Yeah.
That was
What do
not
you,
even close. We still don't even know who Masana is.
Let's
Okay.
let's throw some new
Yeah.
predictions in here,
Yeah.
like for like next. Okay, who's the next Forsaken to die? Who's next on the list?
Yeah.
Keep that list going. You know.
Demandred.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of which, we have a new bet on the table,
Oh, okay.
don't we?
No.
We don't have a new bet on the
Mm-mm,
table.
mm-mm,
Oh.
Not for this book.
Nope. We don't have a new bet on the table, but
Okay.
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. There's a new bet
Okay.
coming. Okay.
Yeah.
full disclosure, I'm on like chapter 4 of Towers of Midnight.
I see. Okay.
So
I
we've
see.
recorded a couple episodes of Towers of Midnight already.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
So the new
Okay.
bet is for Towers of Midnight
I
The new
see.
bed is
Okay.
for ice cream cake and whiskey. That's what it's for.
again.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay.
because who doesn't love those things?
Mhm.
That's gonna be an
Mhm.
interesting one to talk about. Oh man, I can't wait to
Yeah.
get done with that book. So you think the next Forsaken to die is Demandred, huh? Okay.
I don't know. Maybe.
What else?
At
what
this
other
point, it's
predictions?
so hard to predict anything. We're so
Well,
close to the end.
We're coming to the
and
end.
so
like,
many
yeah.
things need to happen.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what are you predicting at this point that happens to Rand?
I think he'll die.
Okay.
Rand
You've
will
been
die.
on that train the whole time.
I
I don't
really
think that
think he
opinion's
should.
really
No.
changed.
It's a
Okay.
Harry Potter situation.
Even
I
though
was so annoyed that Harry Potter.
No, but
didn't
here's the
die,
thing.
and
Even
I
though
thought he should.
Tam had that whole conversation with Rand saying like, "Hey, I don't know if all those things are true. You might not like. I can't believe that the pattern wouldn't give you a little break after all this." Like Tam had a heartfelt conversation with his son
Mhm.
about, "Hey, son, you don't have to die for this to happen necessarily."
I feel like he needs to.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. That's good.
It'll be like I'll be like disappointed if he
Tell me-
doesn't.
Tell me,
Sure.
what do you think happens then to Perrin and Matt and Egwene and Nynaeve?
Mm-hmm. Are you doing like a dead or live situation?
Well, I mean,
Is that what you're
we're at
doing?
like the Gathering Storm here, so
No.
we have 2 books
Oh
left.
my gosh! Oh
So,
my
like,
god!
We don't have
these
a
are
lot
our
of
main
time.
characters.
Yeah.
These are our main
This
characters
is
we
too
started with.
This is too
Yeah.
stressful. I used to say predictions that like were so stupid that they
Yeah.
would never come true.
There's
and
no
they're so
consequences because it's like 5 years from now.
They're
It doesn't matter.
things I said. Now it feels like there's going to be consequences because I'm actually going to have to find out. I used to say
That's-
things about the last battle all the time, and I didn't even care. Now I really care.
I know. Like, yeah. So I mean, Perrin, do you? Okay, well, we can do a basic, die or survive kind of thing. Yeah.
I don't want to make those.
Do it. You have
Well,
to.
you're like
You
right
have
at the
to.
end. I mean, there's very few books that you can start. Like, yeah, you have these characters. Will they die or survive?
Okay.
Do it. Okay. Boom. You got your main characters.
I think that Lan and Nynaeve are going to die.
Okay.
Wow.
And none of you will die. Okay. Egwene.
Well, I said Nynaeve a while ago,
I'm not ready for this. Okay. You just
but like in a super heroic way.
Okay.
Like super heroic.
well,
Okay.
I mean, like if they're gonna die, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Like
Okay,
saving someone else. You know what I mean? Like
Egwene.
super heroic.
Egwene dies or
Live.
survives. Lives.
She survives
Okay.
and becomes the greatest Amerlin in all of history.
Naturally.
Forever.
Um,
Naturally.
And she lives longer than everybody because she knows the secret on how to live longer.
Okay.
Being really strong in the power.
No, you unoath yourself.
You unoath yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also
okay.
being really strong in the power.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah,
Matt
okay.
lives or dies.
Yeah.
Lives.
Of course you would say that. Of course you would say that. Matt's your
Perrin.
favorite.
Perrin lives or dies.
Dies. But
Of
then lives,
course you would
but
say
then-
that. Of course you would say that.
But then, caveat, lives on with Hopper in the Wolf Dream.
Nice.
Oh,
I
okay.
thought you were gonna be like, and nobody comes to his funeral because no one cares.
In the Wolf Dream. Okay. Okay. So now I want to ask you. I did those 5. Are there any like characters you really care about that weren't listed in those kind of that
Moraine.
group where you wanted?
Moraine.
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 Well,
go
we've
for
already
it.
covered Moraine, I think.
Well, no, because you think she's coming back, but like after,
Yeah.
like what
If
happened?
Moraine,
What's
if
the
Moraine
ultimate
comes
fate of
back, I
Moraine?
guess. Yeah.
If
does
she
Moraine-
comes back, or does she
does she
die in the
survive?
rescue
Biggest thing
attempt?
I've been
Like,
thinking about is, do all the Forsaken have to die?
ooh, okay.
I don't even know. Like, how do we get Lanfear to not die?
Okay.
Do you want Lanfear to not die?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
Okay.
you want Lanfear to not die, or do you believe Lanfear? Like again, like what is your
Yeah.
prediction?
Yeah. Not what you want to happen. What do you think is going to happen? Because those are two different questions.
This isn't
I
a question
feel like
about
they're
will
the
Matt
same.
die. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Okay.
these are just, these feel like the same to me at
Okay.
this point.
It's not. They're different questions. It's
I
not
know.
what do you
They're
want.
different.
Sometimes
yes.
I just predict what I want to happen.
it's fine if you want to put it that way. So you want
Yeah.
Lanfear what? You want
To live?
Lanfear living, okay?
Okay.
You think
Okay.
Lanfear? Okay, what do you? Yeah, other Forsaken.
And I
here, 'cause
want
you
her
gave me
to find
Forsaken
some
list.
peace and happiness, you know?
Oh, well, that's a terrible
This is a
prediction.
want. This is a want.
What
or
are we talking
prediction.
about here?
Right,
What
yeah,
book are we reading?
Right, exactly. So other Forsaken. You think Lanfear lives? What other Forsaken do you?
Who else is on your list there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Moghedien. No, Moghedien's got to go. Nynaeve has to take down Moghedien.
Is that how she dies? Well, I mean, that's been your prediction for a while, actually, hasn't
Yeah.
it? Like you've
Okay.
been saying, like
You
They
think
need to
Nynaeve
fight him.
dies? You think
Fighting
Nynaeve dies
Moghedien?
fighting Moghedien?
Sure, yeah.
because you've said that for a while. Like you have said.
I
that
have
a
said
few
that
times.
before,
And
yeah.
you think
Like, I think
Moghedien
ever
dies
since-
also then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we know Nynaeve can balefire, even if she doesn't really know what she's doing or how she's
Yeah.
done it.
Okay. Other Forsaken that stand out to you that you have or want to have an opinion on? You don't have to tell us all, but like. people
Oh,
you wanna
well,
have
I
an
need to
opinion.
find out who's killed Asmodean. I still don't know that.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's fair.
But
Yeah.
who do you have a theory?
I
can't
don't
remember.
know. I don't anymore.
Well, who
My
killed Asmodean?
My theory was it was Rand, and then
Okay.
that was wrong for sure.
Okay. So theory was
Yeah.
Rand. What's your theory?
And then
now?
I also thought Padden Fane at one point.
I think you thought
What's that
Avienda
guy?
at one point.
I did think Avienda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, I've gone through every character.
Basically all of
Do you
them.
have a
Yeah.
final one at this point? Is there a
I
final
don't know.
theory? Okay.
Moradin.
I should ask this. Do you believe that we find out?
Yeah.
Okay. you
He's
do believe
told me
we
we find out.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you know. we
I don't
find
know
out.
that I've actually said
You told me we find out.
Mm,
Sort of.
okay.
So Brett's told you we find out, and
I don't want you
Yeah.
to write that down because I don't know if that's true.
That feels like
Brett's
cheating
like,
a little.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
That's
of
the
all the
only
things,
thing.
like I don't tell you anything.
No, you said it's not obvious. Because I was like, am I putting lots of energy into something? Unless you're just a liar, which we all know is.
We've determined that is true.
Has
yes.
Brett ever misled you about the books?
He would never. He would never lie to me.
Okay. Okay. So other predictions.
Yeah, he's a big liar. He misleads me all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you thought it was Rand, Padden Fane, Avienda. You don't have a suspect now for who killed Asmodean.
I just want to know.
Yeah.
No new
Moradin.
suspect. Okay.
Say Moradin. It's Moradin.
It's Moradin. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
What's the other predictions you have for this upcoming book? I know you said you started it, so obviously not anything that you've.
I need
happened
Perrin to
started.
find a purpose.
Yeah, that is the
Okay.
issue we're having.
You want
Truthfully,
to find-
yeah.
okay.
Here's my prediction. Perrin is gonna finally embrace the whole wolf thing and stop
Okay.
being such a dink.
I like that. I like that. Like at some point, it's got to happen, right?
Hmm.
You would have to assume.
Perrin
Has
will
to.
finally embrace the wolf thing and stop being a dink. Okay.
Yeah,
I need to write it down like that so I remember next time we talk.
just like that.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
will have no memory of
She
saying this,
does have a
so-
point though, because like he does, like Perrin is lacking purpose. Matt's lacked purpose at points in the story.
Yeah.
At this point, his purpose is kind of like get to Camelin, rescue
Well,
Moraine.
especially now, Perrin was supposed to be going to find Massima to bring back to Rand, and now what? Like, what's he doing with his life?
Yep.
He needs a
Okay.
purpose.
So Perrin will finally embrace the wolf thing and stop being a dink. What else is
Yeah.
on your kind of like, this is gonna happen?
What's Elaine's plotline gonna be?
Yeah.
Other than
what's-
being pregnant?
Drinking goat's milk.
No,
Like
Let's go.
like what else do you want?
Yeah.
more baths.
Okay,
Maybe.
more Beth. I could go with more Beth.
Here's a
want-
prediction. I need something to happen with Guidal Kane. I need
Okay.
like Brigida to find Guidal Kane again somehow, even if he's a baby.
Yeah, so Brigida's in this like weird so she's
Yeah.
starting to like forget things.
Oh,
She's starting
yeah.
to forget Guidal Kane, and she's been like
that's sad.
crying because she's never gonna
That's very
Okay.
sad.
It's very sad. It's
Okay.
very sad because things are not going so well for her.
Brigida for you will find Guidal Kane again. Is that
Yes,
Your, but,
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting. Like you'll
Yeah.
see when you say that.
I'm
you
just
mean
trying to
it's
think of
something
other
you'll-
characters.
When you say that
Yeah.
it's something you believe we'll see in the show, or sorry, not the show, the books, is you think that we'll see Brigida find Guidal
Yes.
Kane again.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
'cause
you
she-
don't think that she's like
'cause
destined
she
to
was
yeah.
born,
Yeah.
and then she was ripped away.
And she's always supposed to be born slightly after Guidal Kane.
Okay,
So
you're
that
trying to
they
say
can,
that
like-
Guidal, okay, you mean we'll
Guidal
find
Kane
Guidal
might
Kane
be a
in
baby.
this? Okay, we'll find Guidal Kane. You believe Brigida will find Guidal Kane in this world?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Like, in the
because
physical
also
world.
the issue right now is like Brigida's like a lady. Yeah.
I thought for a long time it was Ulver.
Yeah. And we've determined that that's not how time works, so
right.
it's not
Shoot.
accurate.
Well, I don't even know what's right or
I know.
wrong.
Like weird is time is wonky in Telerenrad, but it's like that's not how it works. So
You know what? is cool. Avienda just went to Ruidian,
She did.
and
she
we're
did.
gonna find out
Yeah.
how that goes.
Yes.
Okay, what do you think that? Do you have a theory about that?
She'll become a wise one.
Good or
Okay.
bad? Good or bad Viridian experience?
Your theory is
Good or
Avienda-
bad?
I
yeah.
think she'll have a bad Ruidian experience,
Yeah.
but it'll be really interesting to read.
Yeah.
How about that?
Oh, you think we're gonna
Okay,
get to read
Avienda
it?
will
Yeah,
have
I
a
think we're
bad.
gonna-
Not only do we
Viridian
get to see
experience.
it, but it's gonna be bad.
Okay.
Sure.
I love
Interesting.
it.
Saying,
Yeah.
I just like.
Just keep
Do you want
throwing
me to
stuff out
just
there.
say more things? I
Yeah.
can say things all night.
And on such a subjective scale of like good or bad.
Good,
Like,
bad. Good,
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Or stupid.
Okay.
Those are
Those
are the measures.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
I like.
Oh,
Is that enough? Did I say enough things?
Okay, one more thing. I want you to put this one
Okay.
down, Matt.
Okay.
If Moraine, so this is a prediction she's kind of like thrown out there. If Moraine does in fact get rescued,
Yeah.
the meeting that could potentially happen with Cadswain,
Cad Swain Moraine meeting.
how is that going to? Because in New Spring, we
Mm.
know that Moraine knew of Cadswain before, and vice versa. And then like the whole mentor.
Yeah, I don't
thing
think it'll
with
go
Brand-
well.
Like, yeah, that's the pretty. So
Okay. So
But
if Moraine gets
first,
rescued-
listen.
yeah, there's like if this, then that.
Okay.
Whoa.
Just saying.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hold your horses.
Okay.
Slow down there, bud.
Okay.
Moraine needs to get rescued and
Okay.
survive the rescue. Because there's always a possibility that she doesn't survive the rescue.
Can
So
you believe if Moraine gets rescued, she survives it? Then, or do
yeah.
you not believe she survives it?
Yeah.
You got to say something. You got to
Good
say something.
questions. Good questions, bud.
Good
Yeah.
question. Good question. It's like
Yeah.
Family Feud here. Yeah.
You're like,
good
you're like
answer.
At the
good
very
answer.
end, and you're like, I don't know, just give me the books, Brett.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That's really what, it comes
what
down
if
to.
Brett woke up tomorrow and said, you know what? I think we just read to the end. Would you agree to it? You'd be like, no, Brett, we're staying the course.
Did I?
Say
In
what
what
you say.
universe would I ever say
No,
that?
I'm
no,
just
this
saying,
is-
like, you know,
this
there
is
was
all
a
hypothetical. No,
little,
I would say
little
no.
bubble of evil Brett.
Mm-mm.
You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
bubble of
Like
evil.
mirror
Yeah.
version Brett.
Yeah, mirror
pops
Brett's
out.
like,
yeah.
we're just-
yeah.
Mirror Brett.
Look what's on this next page. You know, yeah, you'd be like, no, get away from me. Okay.
I would.
She
You want
says
to
that
know
even
why?
without me.
You want to know why? Because I
Yeah.
never anticipated the impact that we would be having on people
Sure.
reading
Sure.
these books. And that's not lost on me.
Yeah.
That people will email us and leave comments that we helped them read these books.
Mm-hmm.
And that means a lot. And so even if you told me I could do it, I wouldn't, because I have to finish this book the proper way, these books are the proper way for the people, for the
Yeah.
other first time readers.
It hits me right in the feels when people are like, "Oh, I put these books down because I couldn't get through them, but because of you, I've picked them back up." It's like that's what I've always wanted, is convince more people to read the Wheel of Time.
Yeah.
It's all I wanted.
So
Yeah, I mean,
that's pretty special. We just got really sappy on you. But
no, I get it. Yeah, you're holding.
yeah,
You're
no,
holding the
we're
course.
doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing it the right way.
Mhm.
And then we're going to reread and re-listen to the stupid things I said.
I think it's
And
fun.
laugh and laugh.
Yes. And laugh. Oh, it'll be hilarious.
Okay, I know you're not.
Oh, Daddy's so dumb.
I imagine this is what's going to happen. We're going to go through Towers of Midnight, and I'm going to say, "What are your predictions for Memory of Light?" You're like, "I don't want to make any more predictions."
Yeah, I actually don't. I wonder if I can stop making predictions.
Yeah.
I wonder.
So,
no,
no, you have to.
I'll say a lot of things.
You have to.
I'm so good at just saying things
I'm
and not
so-
remembering I've said them.
Are there any other predictions you want before we move on to our
think we're
second to
good.
last grouping
Okay.
here? Okay.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
my.
we're good.
Okay.
Because
I
we
think we're
have
good.
one special category,
I
everyone.
remember,
Right.
and
Yeah,
I'm
that I'm-
still I still think we should have done it first, but you know,
That's okay.
just
Okay.
me.
So this one's harder because the further we get
Yeah.
from
Mhm, the
the
more-
actual show itself. Do you have
Okay,
any
I have
like?
a good one.
Yeah. What's a good keep or cut for TV?
Okay.
Like what's your?
I have
what's
a
your
really
thoughts here?
good one.
Yeah.
Ready? So I think we should keep Hinterstap and then minus all of like the ghosts and a bunch of other weird pattern stuff.
You only want to keep
Okay.
Intercept but not have the rest of it?
not all of it. I feel like we need like lots of like little things,
Sure.
but things like rooms switching and towns melting
Yeah.
and into the ground and weird thing. I feel like Hinterstadt is a cinematic experience
Mm-hmm.
that can portray the unraveling of the pattern
Yeah.
Yep.
pretty well.
How many people do you want bursting into piles of beetles?
None.
But we need that. We need the
You
people.
need Beetleman?
I
That would
do.
be- that would be
Honestly,
pretty-
I kind of need it.
I
That'd be
can cut Beetleman. That
I
wasn't
think
in this book,
Hinterstadt would be amazing. It would be an
Yeah.
amazing.
Beetlemans are in
episode.
all books. It happens in every book.
By the way, I forgot
the
to end this
beginning.
poll. Should I have read The Wheel of Time to my kids? It was about a 50-50. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
interesting.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so keep Hinterstadt. I like it. Kind of like consolidate the pattern.
Yeah, because it
the
is
problems,
it's
if you will.
it's fun, it's exciting.
It
got-
is fun.
It's
it is
got
fun.
your weird werewolf zombies. Like it's got your everything.
Yeah.
It's got the
Okay.
tipsy gelding,
Yeah.
which is the second best in name. So
Okay, I'm gonna ask everyone what they think about that. What else? What else would you keep or cut for TV from this one?
I mean, the whole thing about like the Masima killing thing, it's one of those things that
I think we could just cut Masima.
But that's
we've
the
been
issue. It's
saying
like
that for a long
we
time.
we
Yeah.
we were so far into the series now. Same with like the Shido and everything to do with that.
Yep.
Like the Fio plotline ending and all that. It's like we've cut that from the beginning, so are we still cutting it now? Or how does that affect the entire
Yeah,
series?
I mean, it's like it's stuff that we've kept
Yeah.
until now. Like because we went
like
to kind of-
if we
did we
kept
ever
it until
cut-
now.
did we ever cut Gawain? I can't remember if we ever cut Gawain.
But
No,
is there,
we
is there
need
something?
him.
I mean, it's
we
so
need
bigger
somebody
stuff.
we love to hate.
Would you keep this idea of? I mean, did you want this conflict the way would you keep this epiphany on Dragonmount the way it is for TV, like the TV show? Would you?
No.
You wouldn't. Okay.
Mm-mm.
How?
I think that we would do it more like we kind of said, where it's more of a dialogue.
yeah.
And the
Okay.
TV show, the way we've seen it, especially with the actor,
Yeah, with
who's
like the
playing
Shamil actor.
Ishmael,
Okay.
Yeah.
like they really do have these back and forth types of dialogue, and that's not unheard of in these books. And so
Yeah.
to have
Yeah.
something like that where Rand does come out of
But I mean, to be fair too, like with Rand on Dragonmount, he has the conversation with Luce Theron in his own head. So like it technically is a dialogue
I
still,
think it depends on how we're introduced
Yeah.
to Luce Theron
right?
Okay.
as a character in Rand's head.
Yeah.
Because we saw in one episode where I think it was Logain, we kind of saw shadowy people
Yeah,
in his head talking to him.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so
the
is
shadow puppets or whatever they call
Yeah.
it.
I think with the
puppets?
TV show,
Is Luce Theron gonna be?
I think Luce Theron will be the actor Luce Theron. I think it'll be more like like we actually see the actor. I don't
But
think it'll be
nobody
Shadow.
else can see him.
Yeah, it'll be
Kind
like
of situation.
either he's in the room or he's in the mirrors or like something like that. Like we're gonna get the actual actor. I think that's my opinion.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that stands out to you where you're like, this is so important to like? I mean, for me, it's like the
Keep it as
attack
the
on
Shanshan attack. The attack
Yeah,
on the
I
White
mean,
Tower.
that's-
That they can
Oh.
do so. They can do
Well,
so
that
much.
have to happen. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that can be so cool cinematically. Like that. That is such
And
an
that'll
amazing.
probably happen
Yeah.
like sooner
Probably.
in the show than it does now.
Yeah. And I think that's fair to put it sooner too. Like we can have.
Is there? Do you think they're gonna like the tower's gonna split? Like, is Swan gonna be deposed? Like, are we gonna see that entire plot line?
I think we'll see it just sped up
Yeah.
Okay.
because the White Tower split is like it is really dragged out in the
drawn
books.
out.
It can go a lot faster.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like you get the White Tower split, there's the rebels and the tower, and then the Shanshan attack, which leads to the reformation of the tower.
Probably
can-
like within
That can
one
happen
season.
super fast, like
Yeah.
within I'd say maybe 2 seasons. You could do that easily instead of dragging it out over like the books do from like 10 books. you
Is
know,
there- Is there one scene that comes to mind where you're like, this one has to be in the TV show? Outside of what
Other
we
than
talked about, the
Hinter
attack.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Hinterstadt.
Varen.
Oh, Varen. Oh,
Varen.
Varen.
like very
Right. We've been introduced to the character Varen in the show, so
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's it's
Which-
from this.
Means
Again, from
so
this one's
much
like-
more now.
yeah.
It's kind of like when we first watched season 1, I hadn't seen the Alana bonding
Right.
Rand.
and now you know Alana in the TV show,
I
and it's
know.
like, wow, Alana bonds
Yeah.
Rand. Like
Yeah.
that's a crazy. It's so different.
Which, by the way, we haven't talked about in so long.
Where it doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Okay, so
Yeah.
anything else that you like for you that would be keep or cut? That's like so important that they keep or cut. Like I need to come with like
That's pretty
remembering
good.
like, did we already cut Massima? Yes, we did. Did we cut Shido?
Yes.
Yes, we
Yeah.
did. You know, like
Yes, we did.
what
Yeah.
what threads did we already like chop like from this?
Yeah,
I mean-
and we know that the amount of Forsaken are cut down.
Like the Fael kidnapping plot. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
the things that are happening right now. Like
And
we're
if we
kind
cut
of
Missima, then we don't need Fael to kill Missima.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is a great scene in the books. But like, would it ever happen?
Are we gonna get like a Forsaken putting a male Adam on Rand?
I think that
Right.
should happen. That should happen.
Okay.
Rand should have an Adam put on him, and he should almost kill Min.
Oh
That should happen.
my god, I
Yeah.
can already see it.
Yeah. I mean, when you're bringing up some of the, I mean, again, like it's a huge book, but if you
Okay.
distill it down, like it's that
Like, but
Egwene-
like when you're thinking of that
It's a-
one scene, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but it's like a Gawain plot line, that Rand plot line, and like the big things that happen for them.
It's like the
because
critical moments.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it's like a Hinterstap because that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
critical
want
moments
more
for those two
Tam.
characters.
I don't know if that's an option.
More
I
Tam.
want more Tam in the TV show. Like I don't even care why. It doesn't have to be anything interesting. Just like put Tam.
It's
more
kind
Tam.
of like when we got to see
Yeah.
Tam in Nynaeve's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give me
Testing.
more Tam.
By the way,
More Tam.
75% said keep Hinterstap for TV show. So,
Yeah.
it's a good one.
fun.
It's good.
Fun.
It's cinematic for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. this is the-
Cinematographic.
This is the
Yeah.
last topic of the night. Before
This
we
is
get
the
all
new
these-
one, right?
This is
Yeah.
the new topic, and I'm really curious
Ugh.
about this one. We've kind of bounced
get
around
myself
it
ready.
as we talked about this, but yeah, this will be how we end the show this evening, is chatting about this because it's something that you've experienced. You know, again, you knew about it, but you read the other books. You've actually kind of embedded in the other books, right? Like you're reading them really slow. You're getting to know Robert Jordan's writing style, how he plots books, etc.
I know. I
And,
felt
like-
like I had a harder time predicting things because
So-
I was like, well, this is how Robert Jordan would write this, but
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So what was it like? What about Brandon? Brandon Sanderson took on the writing like these last 3 books. What's and Brett, I'd love to hear you chime in. Like, what's been the reaction so far? Was it noticeable? Not noticeable? Did you call out certain things as you were reading to in discussions with?
Can I
Brett of,
preface
like,
this?
oh, yeah.
So I'm just going to preface this because
Yeah.
we had this conversation before we started the Gathering Storm, and
Okay.
one of the things that we made like a conscious decision to not do was focus too much on what are the differences in the writing
Okay.
styles,
Mhm.
Okay.
and just focus on the story. And it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, like the books we have that's what we got. That's what we have
Yeah.
to work with, and we didn't want to make the podcast all about like.
Right. Right.
If
The
Robert
difference of
Jordan
X.
had have
Yeah,
been
yeah.
alive to write it, how would he have done? Like, it doesn't
Yeah, yeah.
matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Maybe on a reread, sure, but like right now for a first-time reader experience, it doesn't matter what could have been. We got to deal with
That
what
could be
is.
that could be its own podcast, right? Like you're talking about the
For sure.
story itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, story wise, I mean, what was your reaction to was the story
The first
itself?
time, I've noticed that Brandon Sanderson is not as long-winded, for sure.
Mhm.
It's a little more clipped. I would also say that the thing I really noticed, and I know that I'm not alone in this now, but the Matt perspectives were off for me, and I didn't even know why. But
Yeah.
we read a Matt chapter, and Matt has always kind of been my favorite character because I find him quirky and funny and
sure.
interesting and exciting. And he's kind of like, I don't know, like the bad boy that you're not supposed to go for. And I always sort of had a book crush on Matt. And
Okay.
like
okay.
he's like a funny little prankster. And then I read a Matt chapter and I didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
and we were talking and I was like,
Yeah.
this was weird. I was like, oh, Matt, like what the hell are you doing? What's wrong? And then
Yeah.
and then it took me a while to be like, oh, it's a different author who's
Yeah.
trying to
Right,
capture.
sure.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like all of the things that Matt would kind of like the thing about the character about Matt is he would think a lot of things and then he would do something different.
Mhm.
He would like think
And
the
say something
the
completely.
like
Yeah.
naughtier things,
Yeah,
and then he would like do the noble things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Brandon Sanderson's Matt said all of his things out loud,
Gotcha.
like to the point where I was annoyed with him.
Hmm.
Like I was like gonna break up with him. I was like, you're gross. Right? So
I was gonna break up with it. Was it just that
Yeah.
first one, and did it eventually just kind of did that go away as you kind of got?
I
into the story?
tried to just like Brett said, I
Yeah.
tried to just sort of push past it.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
You got the
That was
spirit,
like
yeah.
probably the
I mean,
Yeah.
the thing
I
I
would-
found most.
I would say it's pretty impressive that you picked this is your top third, right? Like this is your third. Like it got
Yeah.
a bronze medal, and
Yeah.
this is a book
Pretty
that,
solid.
that Brandon wrote. Which
Yeah.
if you think of a series like this, and these are 12 books so far. You think
Yeah.
of any other author in the world, and another author coming in and writing in that world,
He
Yeah.
didn't.
and-
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
That
yeah.
and that
So
that's honestly
I mean,
why I have such
it's
a hard
interesting,
time like
yeah.
criticizing
Yeah.
Sanderson.
It's a hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a hard time criticizing it for sure. I would say I'm also not any sort of literary expert. If you would have, like, if I would go back and tell myself in high school that have a podcast about like reviewing literary books, like it would have just been like a joke. Like I didn't even read books for book reports.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like this is so foreign to
Yeah,
me. And
yeah.
so if it's not like a pile of garbage, I'm interested in reading it. You know what I
Sure.
mean? So I'm interested in it. It feels like the same universe. It feels like the same characters. It
Yeah.
feels like the same plot line. And that's really what matters most to me. Like I'm reading some of that like romantasy kind of, I want to say trashier type of
Popular stuff,
the
right?
popular
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
And there's some of it where it's like, that plot doesn't make a lot of sense, but here's some sex, so you're
Right,
just
right,
gonna
right.
go with it and go on. And that type of stuff I was like, well, this isn't that well written, but it's fun, and we move on. But this felt well written,
Yeah.
like no matter what.
Yeah.
Are there differences? For sure, they're different authors.
Yeah, and like Sanderson stepped into it like an impossible task, but I also really appreciate Sanderson because he is really good at writing fun scenes, and that's why I really like Hinterstop because it's like it's a fun, it's fun. He writes fun, interesting, and fast-paced, like fight scenes.
Mhm.
He does that pretty well.
And he maintained that the relationships
Mhm.
of the people, like we're still not really going to focus
Yeah.
on those very much.
Yeah, and I mean, if we want a
Right, right.
criticism, I would say that Sanderson doesn't have the real life experience that Robert Jordan had, and it comes through in writing too.
Yeah.
Like the war trauma. I don't think that he has the same real life examples and experience to draw from, which
Yep.
makes sense. Like they're different people,
Yep.
and that can come through. But still, like forever grateful that we got an ending to this series that otherwise wouldn't happen.
And I don't think this doesn't spoil anything. I was saying this what Sanderson said about it, but what I think it was good that he chose not to try to mimic Robert
Yes,
Jordan.
yeah. Like he knows it
purposely
too,
wasn't
right?
Trying to
Yeah.
mimic. He wasn't trying to be like a ghost writer, right? He was. He
Yeah.
was like, no, I was asked to write this. I'm going to write it, but I'm obviously going to do my best to,
Yeah,
write in the
so it's
spirit
a
of the
little bit
books
of his own style, and I'm
Yeah,
cool with that.
exactly.
Like that's I never had a problem with that, and that's why we didn't want to focus a lot on why is it different because it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It doesn't matter to a first time reader experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I was a bit curious about, like if it was just, and I like the way that you approached it, so it didn't just change the kind of direction of the journey you were taking everybody on, which would have been weird.
Yeah.
Which is like we're here to talk about the story itself, regardless of who wrote in this world. They were asked to write in the world, and we're talking about the story. And it sounds like
Yeah.
it didn't take you out of it, which is
Yeah.
that's why I think the rating. When I said, "What about Brandon?" I knew this was coming up. When you're rating, if I'd be more curious. I think if you had been like, "This is my least favorite book in the whole," you know what I mean? And if you're like,
Right.
that would have been like, "Oh wow, okay, so what is it?" And it sounds like you were like, "No, this was a great
Well,
continuation of
I
the
also-
characters in the universe that I was expecting." If that makes sense,
Right.
So,
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that it matters that Robert Jordan did have a lot of input into the projection of the character arcs, because Brandon Sanderson had a map Like he knew the destination and he knew the plot point journeys, and he just sort of had to get to each plot point journey. And I think that that point matters because we're still going to follow the same arc. I think that we would have seen either way. It's just how we're getting there each way is slightly
Yeah.
different.
Like
And
the
so
general,
also really,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
He's not trying to figure out what did Robert Jordan want it to end like. We got, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean that would have been much different, I think. But still, yeah, it's an interesting question, and I'm glad to hear how you approached it. And so, yeah, a really, really fun way to have addressed this because, yeah, people can get a little bit off kilter, and start kind of going down the road of, like you said, comparing every single difference, which we did. If I was honest with you. The one thing that stood out to me that I have to share was. I don't think this will affect your experience. It's just like you said, Sanderson was a little bit more, like, less long-winded maybe, and it came down to describing clothing. I was like, I don't feel like I'm getting as much of a clothing description here, which didn't bother me.
So I should be.
Yeah.
I should be.
I actually don't need to know every tree that's in this forest.
But wait, where was the silk bought? Which store did it come from? I don't know if that's
true.
Right?
I don't know that that's true because I never did a comparison. It was just one of those, like, I just remember in my head that was like one of the first things I was like, oh, actually, I don't need to be told about that.
But how much did
Nynaeve
haggle for the pricing of the fabric? Like, it's important.
Totally. It's totally important. By the way, thank you everyone for tuning in and being here. This is always so special. What a fun way to come back and start doing live streams at the Dusty Wheel again is to see both of your faces, to hear that you're in the final 3 books, which is like crazy.
2 left.
I don't
Scary.
Now hold on, Matt.
It's insane. Yeah.
You make an appearance in a book. Okay. Is it the next one? Give me a wink. Because you're coming on. Right? Okay, we'll talk. You said you were gonna come be a guest.
Turns out that Matt's Demandred, and he's been that Demandred the whole time.
Fear.
Exactly.
He's Landfear.
He's Landfear in disguise.
Totally. That's exactly what it is. So
You've
I
been
guess I'll just say read
though.
and find out, I guess. Is that
Hey,
what Robert
but
Jordan
are
said?
you gonna come on the podcast and be a guest for that episode?
If I get a request from you guys to be on your podcast, I would be there, regardless of what the reason is.
Here it is.
If you reach out and say, come on the podcast, I will show up. Absolutely.
Yay.
100%.
Cool. Do it. Let's do it. That'll be fun. Good.
By the way, I like the this one. LMAO, perfect sips.
Yeah. You're good. You've really come a long way since the first time.
I need to go back and watch the first time.
And I just remember in my head how stressed you were about spoilers and how you would just go,
Well, we're so far in now. It's like he can talk about a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does help that I won't ruin much, but I'm still trying. I don't want to kill any of your
there's major plot points. There
was one. I think there was one back in the 5th book or something where I was like, yeah, that's a dumb idea or something. Yeah. and you said, you're like, so that doesn't happen. And I was like, it could happen. Or something like that. I was like, shoot, I don't have opinions about the quality of the ideas.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
Yes, exactly. So
I know. But I know that a lot of them are stupid. That's what happens when you make me just say everything that maybe could ever potentially happen.
By the way,
a lot of them are good though.
Stupid is 95% of the ideas I've had from theories, or at least the way that other people would have couched them. So no, it was one of those moments I just remember being like, no, that's not going to happen. And I think I was really kind of no, that would never happen. And you were like, so that doesn't happen. And I was like, oh, shoot.
Lucky for you, I don't remember that even.
I know. Yeah, I can't remember that either. So yes, I want to go out and find out what it was. Maybe I did trick you. Maybe I did. Maybe. I doubt it. I doubt it.
Nah, you're not so good at that.
No, I don't think I did.
Not yet.
2 more books. I will say this to you. Of the final 3 books in the Wheel of Time series, at least one is in my top 5. and that one I think
That is
my,
so vague.
Um,
That is so vague.
I know. At least
Of
one
the
is in my
next
top
two,
5.
at least one
No,
is in my
I said
top
of the final
5.
3 books. Of the final 3 books, at least one is in my top 5.
At least one.
Yeah,
least
man.
one.
Like maybe the last book of the series is pretty good.
A lot of people
That
at
like-
Wattpad said
And
that they
Yeah.
really love Towers of Midnight. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
I think one of them is in my.
The thing about this fandom is they're not quiet about books that they like and books they don't like.
That's true.
I will say that. And we have to stop. As a fandom, we have to stop really turning people away from this book series because you're like, they're really great, except for these 5 books, they suck.
That's the key
Like,
thing
stop
about
it.
it. That's the
Stop
key thing
saying
about
it.
the Wheel of Time fandom is we hate it, but we love it.
Yeah, stop
Yes.
saying that.
Yes.
You'll never convince us to stop saying that. How many of the last 3 books are in your top 5? I'm going to ask
What a
everyone
weird-
that.
That's a weird thing.
How
to
many of
ask.
the last 3 are in your top 5?
Yeah.
3.
There you go.
Is it
How
3?
many
Is it
last
all
3?
3?
We'll see. We'll see here shortly.
What
that'll
a
be the last
crazy
poll of
poll,
the day.
man. What a crazy poll.
And thank you very much for the tip here, Night Runner. Welcome back, Matt, and always love the episodes with Dani and Brett. Cheers. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
Night Runner. Hey.
Hey.
Thank you very
Oh,
much for
that's
being
so
here.
nice of you.
Appreciate the tip.
Hey Matt, I have a question before you do it.
Yes.
Next year, are you planning any Wheel of Time conventions? Are you allowed to discuss that yet?
Next year, am I
Mm-hmm.
planning any Wheel of Time conventions?
Like to go to? Not are you organizing
Oh.
a new one? Are you going
am
to
I-
any Wheel of Time conventions next year?
That's a good question. I will be.
You don't
going
have to answer
at
it.
least one.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
you-
how. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you'll see me at
I'm going to
least
phrase
one.
it like your poll.
Possibly,
How many the next year of the
possibly
next
more than one.
5 conventions will you be going
this
to of
year,
the next 3?
This
Oh,
year,
5, go.
well, did you say next year? Because this year I will have gone to 3. 3
Next year, I care about the future, not the past.
I'm going to one more here. So if anyone's
Are
out
you
there
going to
looking up-
Prague?
Yeah, I'm going to Prague. For Valkyriecon, so.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
What do you
Have
mean?
so much
Like,
fun.
I
I've-
know.
That's not even in the realm of possibilities of things that I can get to.
Yeah, I
We
I mean,
could
in the
if we tried
future,
harder.
in the future.
Okay.
That'll be so fun.
Matt
That's
is
so
Matt
much
is
fun.
not answering me right now.
I like
That's
this.
okay.
I like
That's
this.
okay.
Matt just accidentally spoiled HatchCon just then. I'm pretty sure. Yes. Yes. If you
Okay.
After the
Well,
show's
Brett
over,
was
if you'd like
just
to know
really
more
sad.
details,
Brett was sad to miss you at WatCon, so he's just trying to figure out how
okay.
he can see you in person.
are you
again.
asking if
That's-
I will be at WatCon? I will be at
Yeah.
WatCon.
That's all I'm trying to figure
Yes.
out, Matt. Like,
Why are you saying it's so weird though?
why is he not giving me an
You're
answer?
you're both being so weird. Just like quit it.
Of the
No, I
next
will be.
5
Yes, I will be at
Wheel of
WatCon.
Time conventions.
I will be at
Okay.
WatCon. I've actually bought my ticket there, so I will be at
Okay.
WatCon, and my wife will be there, and
Okay.
Caitlin will be
Scary.
there too. So, yes, if you're gonna be at WatCon, I can't wait. And you will have what? You'll have read Towers of Midnight, and you'll be
We
in
will-
A Memory of Light. Is that what's
Yeah.
happening?
Or be done.
Or you might be done?
It'll be close.
Oh my gosh!
It might be close. What is it?
I agree,
What
Cindy.
month?
July.
July.
Theoryland Con. I need to do a Theoryland Con too. Oh man, someday.
You need to do so many.
Theoryland Con. It came out in '98. So yeah, 2028. Maybe there'll be like a 30-year theory.
It's 1,000
TheoryCon.
years ago.
Yeah, there we go. TheoryCon. Yeah.
I was there
Um,
3,000 years ago.
So I know it was so long ago.
Yeah.
1998 was what? Is that 26 years ago now? Yeah,
It's a long time ago.
Holy shit.
We
Yeah.
were in grade 4.
Matt, you're so old.
I am so
I
old.
just-
See this? This is like. Oh, let me see. This is all the white gray hair.
Are you graying
Gray
at the
hair.
temples?
That's all gray hair right there. That's some.
Gray at the
Nice.
temples.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
And then they're like some of their hair's missing too. So.
Yeah. That can
That's
happen
right.
at any point. Yeah.
That was all Theoryland. Is the gray and the missing hair is just the 20 years of Theoryland, or 20, I guess 26 at this point. So, well,
Nice.
thank you both. That was awesome. It was so good to see you. WatCon will be happening next year. I will be there. I may be at
Yeah.
JordanCon too. So, we're trying to figure out like how many cons can we keep going to this year.
I
we went
know
to
that's
three,
what we're
like,
trying to
Yeah.
figure out too.
Yeah.
And because I'm not working this summer, like it's a whole thing.
It costs money. It costs
yeah.
money. It's crazy.
Well, and my time off as a teacher is hard in the school year, but July's great. So
By the way, I'll end this vote. Only about 60 people voted, and how many of the last 3 books are
That's a
in your
weird
top 5?
poll. That's why I don't.
You know,
And
most
a bunch
people,
of people haven't
like-
even read the last 2 books if they're reading with us.
That's true. Oh, good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
'Cause,
didn't name which ones they were at the very least. So,
Yeah.
you know, I don't
Okay.
want to prejudge anyone here, but yeah, it was interesting. 1 to 2 got a lot of votes there. So, yeah, you're right in there.
Makes sense.
With, I'll be
I've
interested
heard
to
they're
see
great.
where. I'll be interested to see where like the second to last and the last come in that list. I mean, you've already given the bronze spot to the Gathering Storm. Will it get knocked
For
out?
now, it can be
Will it
displaced.
stay?
It
I
can
know,
be
I know.
displaced.
Yeah.
Fires of Heaven.
depends-
Is there anything, right?
It depends
Yeah.
how entertained I am. Entertain me.
Yeah, by the
That's
way,
what I need in a book. I just need to be like entertained.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see how Towers of Midnight turns out. When can I anticipate? Is Towers of Midnight like? What's the charted time frame here if all goes well? When we
Like
would be
November,
back? November? No
probably.
way.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well-
Or
gosh.
December. Yeah.
Will
I'm
we
so
finish?
excited.
Okay.
Where are you at so far? in
Because
Towers of
your
Midnight?
entire hiatus we were reading.
Yeah. Well, we
I
just
know.
started. We just started, so we're like on chapter 4, but and in Gathering Storm we cut down to like 1 chapter for some, and then
Okay.
like one
Only
release
one
a week,
episode a week.
one episode a week. So they're like
We might
had,
pick up.
yeah, we've had a crazy 6 months.
Yeah. Moving and whatnot. This is the first official public look at our
Yeah, it's true.
base here.
Yeah.
So
One second. We had a question of like what the poll answer was. It should be in chat. Can everybody see that in chat? Who's in chat? Can you see the answers to the polls? I thought everybody always could when I ended polls. Do you see those, Brett? Can you see like the answers if you scroll up a little bit? Am I wrong in thinking that everyone
Yep.
can always see these? Okay.
No, I can see it. 57
Okay.
votes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, shoot, if I have not been telling
Yeah.
everyone this long about the poll news.
no. You're right. You're fine.
Okay. You had one question for me before I let you go. What did you ask me? I thought you said something.
Oh no, I just said that this is the look at our new space.
This
That's
is our first
this is
official
the
like
first
video.
official look.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
You need to like, yeah. That's it's gonna be amazing to see. Are all of them up there right now? I can't tell.
twice.
Twice. They're all up there twice. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the
There
books.
and
We
there.
got all the books and on all the books.
Oh, and you did start. You did start Towers of Midnight, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
So
chapter
to
4 right
answer
now.
your first question, you want to grab it? So do you have the hardcover of Towers of Midnight right there?
Yeah.
We don't have the Daryl
Right there,
K. Sweet.
Right there. That one. Yes, we do. There it is.
Are
Can
we
you
going to
reach
talk
it?
about that? I don't want to talk about that yet.
No,
You don't
I
want
was
to talk
just
about the
gonna-
cover?
No, just the. Are you not you're avoiding covers? Is that the idea?
Well, for now, what are
Oh, okay,
what do you
okay,
guys
no, no.
What
So I
do
was gonna
you
have.
want?
I saw it.
What do you
so I
shut
was-
up about it? Shut
No,
up about it.
I was gonna
No.
have you read the.
No.
Because sorry, Danny asked if I
The
was.
dedication. Is it the
The
dedication?
dedication. I was gonna
Dedication?
have her-
Yeah, read the dedication.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so-
I cannot.
You don't have to read
This
it.
is
You don't have to
further
read
away
it.
Right there. Right there.
Oh,
If
it's-
Danny
my
already
drink
read
is
it,
sitting on a
I was gonna say
different-
yes, Danny. I am in the book right there. That's what was gonna be my answer. I was gonna be like, I am in the
had
book.
you signed it mine.
I know. So I was gonna say I am in the book. Now I can answer because I was like being coy, and then because like, are you in the book? And so I was gonna say, hey,
No,
you've
he
already
just
read that.
didn't want me to look at because I do a whole prediction thing on the cover.
Okay, we're
Gotcha.
not there yet.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna say, hey,
You're
look,
sending
my
me out
name's in
here.
the book. There you go. So yes,
it is.
there you
No,
go.
I know that. Do you want me to read it?
No, you don't have to read it. No, I was just trying to prove because I was coy about like, are you in this? Are you in this book? And now I'm saying,
know.
hey, there you go. I don't have to be
And
coy about
Matt
it.
has
There you
to
go.
help me get everybody on that list to sign the same page that he
That is
signed.
I love
that is a
it.
hard list to get signed by people.
Yes, yeah.
Because Michael Mackert is in that list, and I don't know
Yeah.
where he's at. And
Mm-hmm.
he stopped.
Or
doing
we all
Watmania.
know who that is, Matt.
He's in Watmania. He's
Watmania.
Watmania. He's the guy that started Watmania back in the day. So
I don't know people's names.
I bet I'll just DM him on Instagram.
Yeah,
I don't know.
most
He's
people
probably-
are just
yeah.
like, first name
I haven't.
Matt.
I should go and see if I can look him up and be like, hey.
'Kay.
Nice to see you. Can I get some signatures, please? That's what I'll.
I really need it. Just for
Need
just
it.
one. Just one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll let you all get out of here. Thank you both
'Kay.
for being here. Appreciate
Okay.
it. Thank you
Yes.
all. I don't
Thanks
know
for
the
having
next
us.
live stream I'll come back for, but you'll hear about
Okay.
it. What's coming up next? Oh,
All right.
yeah. No, I will just wait to surprise people for live streams. But yes,
Fun.
it'll be fun.
Okay, and
So,
check us out
yes.
if you haven't yet.
The links are in the video. Sorry, I should have done that at the beginning. But you know.
Wheel Weaves,
you know.
thewheelweavespodcast.com.
And make
The
sure to
Wheel
tip
Weaves,
your
basically.
innkeeper. He's a good host.
Well, thank you very much.
Excellent.
And there is voice chat in Discord after this. For those that want to, chat with fellow fans that are in chat right now, you can jump into our Discord channel for the Dusty Wheel. Accept the rules, follow the rules, and jump into voice chat in one of the channels that people will point you the right way. So, and yes, the link is in chat right now. Please do follow these wonderful people. Some of my wife's favorite people to follow. Also, she was here early on in chat and always sings your praises. So.
She's so sweet.
Oh, and Dana Lou's like, what about a mug giveaway? Oh, I forgot about the mug giveaway.
Oh my
fellow
God.
innkeeper took the night off, and thanks a lot, innkeeper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seriously.
I might wait until next time. Let me see if I can figure this out really quick.
Just do
everyone.
2 next time.
Maybe if you had read the Wheel of Time to him when he was a child, he would understand the importance of doing things like mug giveaways.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I'm looking for this. If I can't find it, everybody, it'll just have to be next time. Let me see if I can.
That's the only reason they watch,
I know. That's why they're here. That's why they came. So
That's the only reason. You've just disappointed a whole crowd of people.
I know.
Watch for 2 hours for the mug, and you got nothing.
You guys think I know where this is at, and I'm just back. I'm new here, and my fellow innkeeper is not here, and I'm like, shoot, I didn't look to see where this stuff is at. So if I can't find it in the next little bit, then we'll just do 2 next time. Everybody, give me 30 seconds.
And everybody, make sure you remind him next time.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
there's 2
Early.
Yeah.
Remind me early
Right.
on this. You can't wait this late.
You wouldn't have been
guys.
able to find it. It's fine.
Oh, Innkeeper's here. Come on, man, help me out. I can't find this thing.
And that's just here, and he's just watching you suffer right now.
Hold on. Oh, I'm there. I found it. Okay.
Huzzah!
I found it, everyone. Here we go.
Great news.
It took me a second. And I think this is the one. I think it's Dusty Swag. Here we go. Start giveaway. There we go. Okay.
Boom. There you go.
Cool.
There we go.
Should we give
Oh,
stuff
man.
away?
If we could figure out how to, I don't know.
I wouldn't even know where to start. We don't give our stuff
You know
away.
who we shouldn't
We
ask?
should give our stuff
Matt.
away.
Matt doesn't.
you should throw me some
Yeah.
stuff and I'll give it away for you. So
There
yeah,
you
go. You guys can enter this. We'll give you just a minute or 2.
Didn't for a while you just gave a Zazzle gift card? We're on Zazzle.
No, that's what I'm doing. What you're saying is my giveaway could be used to buy your stuff.
Yes.
Yes. So this is perfect. The Dusty Swag, you will receive a Zazzle gift certificate, which you can use for the Wheel Weave swag too.
Perfect.
This is
Perfect.
perfect.
Amazing.
2 for 1, yeah.
Shot glasses.
Okay.
Innkeeper said,
Those-
"I always believed in you. Thank you, man.
That's
I
so
figured it out.
nice.
The pressure cooker of having to figure this out live made it all work.
And Nas is the
So,
best. I like that
know.
guy.
You know what? I had a really positive interaction with him at JordanCon because he helped make some dreams come true at JordanCon. It was
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
He did. Okay.
He did. Yeah. It was great.
He has a way of doing that. He does the lights work, everyone. Yes, don't try to enter the raffle more than once. Put in !raffle is one word. Only enter once. By the
And
way,
also get a Dusty Wheel merch.
I
Don't.
totally shut down
I'm just-
the giveaway. Okay, now I'm back, everybody. I found it
Did you
again. So, I closed out the window and I was like, wait a second, I gotta close this thing and pick someone. Look, I'm rusty, man. I haven't done this in a while.
The
So,
Rusty Wheel.
the
Yeah.
rusty wheel. It's a thing.
It's good.
Okay,
fun.
you have the best chance of winning this giveaway right now because only 24 of you have actually entered the raffle.
Holy shit.
That's so good.
Yeah, we got to 9:15. People have already left, so you better enter.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I'm gonna
People
give
are
you
like,
20
I'm not sticking around for this. They're not even talking about Wheel of Time anymore.
20 seconds when you hear this to be able to enter, and then I'm going to close this !raffle. There's your 20 seconds. Good luck, and we'll just stare at you for 20 seconds quietly.
You're not even going to hum Jeopardy?
Quietly, Dani, quietly. Just really weird.
I don't really know how to do that.
Yeah, just quietly.
I'm always so loud.
It's true.
Have you seen Deadpool? Did you see Deadpool?
We haven't seen it yet, but I'm super excited about
No
it.
spoilers. No spoilers, or I'll kick you
Deadpool
out of
v
chat.
Wolverine. Let's do it.
I don't like Deadpool.
Don't spoil. I did a.
What is it? How do you make this gang symbols? Deadpool v
annoys me.
Wolverine.
Okay, here we go. We're closing the entries. Hopefully you entered. And there are 28 of you, so 4 more. Pick a winner. And the winner is Skeeter. Skeeter, you have won some Dusty Wheel swag. Congratulations.
Or Wheel Weave
And,
swag. Whatever you want.
Whatever
And
you want.
yes,
Skeeter. No
please
pressure.
reach out. You know where to
No
find
pressure.
me. Please reach out on Discord or social media. And we will get you that gift certificate
Yay,
to
sweet.
Zazzle, which can be used for the Wheel Weaves podcast store also.
Amazing.
That's
Don't do
brilliant. That's brilliant. It worked out perfectly. So there we go. We made it. We made it to the end. We even gave away some swag, and you
Cool.
are on your journey to Towers of Midnight. Can't wait to hear what
Here
you
we
have to say
go.
about that book. And without further ado, good night from the Dusty Wheel and Smash to Black.
Welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
You went right to kill it. Look at you. You're already. You're just done. I mean, this is like this is one
really
of the
well.
biggest scenes.
And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the 2 rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So,
Just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm not wearing one.
I see
I like
Nakomi
that.
as something along the lines of a Shadar Haran analog.
It does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge. Yay!
Pair of like baby face mounted on like a huge body. So like all
This
of
is
a
not
sudden,
just
it's like,
a
wow.
traditional fantasy, right? There are sci-fi elements. And just a moment ago, Rafe tweeted something. So let me get my guest in here with me. And
Probably, I would say, put in 70, 80% of the work. I got to be over the shoulder and be like, no,